Ebinom si wo free riem. Ebinom si wo free asase ase. Kwame Nkrumah Tikese wo free Onyankopɔn nkyɛn. Amen.
Ade Akye Abia Adekye biara nso ni mu nsɛm o. Kwame Akye Abia bransamadu kata were Nkrumah twɛntwɛnko a watwɛn na bɛko agye ɔman. Eyi nti Kwame kasa, Nkrumah kasa.
Okay, 101.7 so for your transfer Ade Akye Abia adwumadie mu abɔ no nso apɔn semanum bosome ne da toso aduonu enum bosome miɛnsa fiempenu ne aduonu ensia ɛdan yɛ kwada Wednesday 25th March 2026 in the year of our Lord. Of me radio kwa wasan go Kwame Nkrumah Tikese me morning show president of the land fa Bible ne genka Onyankopɔn asɛm Mika nwoma no etire enson imu enum. The book of Micah chapter 7 verse 5. Yentie Onyankopɔn asɛm. Monye adamfo ni. Mumfa mo nto yonko so. Oba oda okukumu no. Ne ho na wen wano. Ba minti testi mu bio. Monye adamfo ni. Mumfa mo nto oyonko so. Oba wada okukumu no. Ne ho na wen wano. Anopai wadi atuma kuma pono so se. Enye ye nyina yenwo afutuo. Na afutuo no nkomesi se. Nipa bebre ahweaseɛ ejina oyonko bia na one nenam. Adamfo bia na one nenam. Oyene maame ba ne papa ba o. Enso adwene a wo ne tirim fa wo ho no enye. Campus adamfo. Oh, we de we mi krom ni pa. Odi bibia odi ne nka. Oh sa. Ekọ wi ase no. Na nim guase bi aba. Ekọ wi ase no na nitan bi aba. Ekọ wi ase no na eniema boni bi akoso. Da so ni nyina mu no. Nefri oyonkuo, nefri nipa bi a wogi ni diye, nefri nipa bi a wo kan sumasem bi kire no, nefri nipa bi a wo koye wade na wo ne bo anan koye. Ebi awu, ebi afa ho ahwere wo madwuma. Ebi awade asai. Ebi detra shit, ka odidi gana shit.
101.7.
Esan adamfo binti, esan nnua binti, esan obi a woni ne fi kro ba akonti, esan obi a woni ne wadwumam no wagini disai. Oh, we de dance boa obetwitwa agimi. Wasoma me sami metufo. Sa wutrimu adwene. Odofo enka nkyere nipa biara. Shock them with results. Wanama ontuo hweyie wo kwa wo nko akọ na edine so a nipa kro obetwitwa age ne ho edan na me ka se woni dodo nam a kai se eye wo nko a to de ani a eye wo nko a na anam hwe na no na Rebecca owo Bible mu ne mani Esau ni Jacob. Ekwa wi ase na wo pene baketo anasem e ma ne ba na koje enhira esen keko Esau ho. Maami o, wachi mma mienu awo mu o. Minim nipa bebre ahwere wo mo nkwa wa asase so a wo mo yirenum na yi wo mo maaye ma akronfo bekum wo mo sika bi hye baabi nti munkunu na mkofa mna ne ye nche. Minim nipa bi a wo mo so wo mu kununti wo mu ntiase hwe ye kasi e be ma promotion na akoka kire wadamfo no ehwa na wo ye course ehwa na otu anamon ai wo ha na ade batije so mbeba no promotion we de mo promotion enyo eniama wodo a ekoso wo no enye wo boya man ye say en ka say monyi adamfo ni monfa mo ho nto oyonko so twero test yi the book of Micah chapter 7 verse 5 monyi adamfo ni woni ne beka sikite wo ewiase nyina kai de bia sembeba o obey release ni nyina susudi nkomo bebre kawasem kire nyankopon ko a de hia wa na hia manfo adwuma wo ye ne se wo pebia yo ba wo adwuma hwere wo na ne nyina ba ye one etena fia eye monyi adamfo ni monfa mo wonto oyonko so oh madam for oh menina na wi school oh menina he ye wa kura se ne ya ye kobon wa ne ye sa monfa mo wonto oyonko so wosina oba oda okukumu no ehu na hwenwa no be ma oda okukumu no ehu na hwenwa no relationship na wo mu no be man wodo oba no so wodo ye niema nyina ne da na die monyi adamfo ni nyinini obetimi a poison enyinini obetimi am wadwuma hwerewu enyinini obetimi asaya ware no enyinini obetimi ama wade pa bia hwerewu enyinini obetimi ayiwama wasena oba wada okukumu no obema wada okukumu ne ho ena wenwa no nsusie nyina nka trim na osori a bo nyankopon paye ewade asemnie fagidie kase amen ye kenkan free the book of Micah chapter 7 verse 5 Micah woman no etire nson yimu enum onyame asemnie fagidie kase amen.
God bless our homeland, Ghana motherland, faithful and together. Hello, my brother. 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 Hello, my brother.
Chibia Ghana mai betu pon negina wo mamba power jene Ghana ho kane Chibia anye na magani amagashia ni huna magawo ho Chibia eyegigi
One parliament members attending the sitting in Ghana move. Hello, man. One parliament members attending the sitting in Ghana move. Hello, man. Well, are you excellency strong and never give up? Hello, man. Hello, man. One time, your excellency is strong and never give up. Hello, man. Let our doctors take great attention on the operations and save lives. Hello, man. Can you say bye to corruption, bye to discrimination, bye to favoritism? Hello, man. Can you say bye to corruption, bye to discrimination, bye to favoritism? Hello, man.
My fellow Ghanaians, Ghana past 50, so if I avoid corruption and stealing,
them habits no go have Ghana group. Me for now, I no go play plasma.
Hello, my brother. Hello, my brother. Hello, my brother.
Chibia Ghana mai betu pon negina wo mamba power jene Ghana ho kane Chibia anye na magani amagashia ni huna magawo ho Chibia eyegigi.
Praise the Lord, we ought to give you thanks and praise. God bless our homeland, Ghana motherland, faithful and together.
Long live Ghana.
We gonna build Ghana strong.
Okay, 101.7 so nebushafo ya trase wade Akye Abia adwumadie mu na yenye ne kitikiti ne content say na adaje eni eposo na oyina na atena se na yene no emfa encommon oyina na memoache
nana mejo so
na de
adomara kwa wadaroma na unso
bibia mak Woye. Na no na womu esi womu ko shia ya womu ye donation for blaster for.
Yes.
Inti blaster we no. Wo ho yi no. Gana yosko. Na nzo omu nya be $12 million.
Na obra penin ko anska o donating yes ka ketwa o.
Ibrahim ma $5 million.
$5 million.
Yes.
Shatan so ma $1 million. And 100,000.
100,000.
I know $1 million.
100,000.
100,000. And Stone Boy so Emma 100,000.
Back 101,000, back 100,000.
And Stone the other 101,000.
And other companies so me man.
Nana. Me dia Black Stars no. Nana. Yan kan no kwantiro.
Ma me gasam kiro. Ma me gasam kiro.
Kai.
Ye krom ye ba afode. Na. Ye wa ofansmase. Ofansmase we ya. E kom di na mframa e fa. Onam kwa na o hui. Obaya wo se afode no obeye chairman.
Hey.
Hey. Wafansmase. Oso me chairman. Inti nada se ampa. Obetimi edi chairman. Ini esi ska wo de be edi chairman. Ko fabra
Na yenhwe.
Na ye mfanto edu se obetena konya so ani asade ama na odu niti. Ampa ofansmase ko fa sika bai.
Hey.
Wate wagida metu sere.
Okofa sika bai.
Ai. Nenye bibia se. Obi na wa chiri. Anti jikodi chairman no.
Obi na sponsor no.
Aha. Na kai wo fansmase. Wo obi kura wan fa ma.
Enja no di chairman no.
Di chairman.
Under somebody sponsorship.
Aha. Chere ye tie ye hu se ni se.
Akura nsi wedi o.
A word to the wise.
It's enough.
Maybe.
A word to the wise.
It's enough.
We. Nana Black Stars dey dey make be. Just an avenue. Uncle for the be enrich themselves. An avenue. Ye kwan a nkrofo bi. Afa so. E de ye wo mu yi.
But say you qualify.
Nanai. Dabio na ya qualify no dan kwaku ya boa on several locations no aka no ha say.
Na because they say kwa omo Austria.
Yes, Friday omebo omni Austria bebo.
We nyina eska.
Nanai. On several occasions na dan kwaku ya boa aka no ha say. Je qualify na say ye tournament say World Cup a. Amanya say to dia den yi a ye de anse titu anse yem koye lala so lala wo ho. Ekwaji sika no. Sa man no be na sika wo mu de agya wo football team no kwan say wo fan ko World Cup no. Nana ye de so chan ne be ye prensa anan
na anu bia ye kobo World Cup. Ye minister no be ka kire ye nse. Sika wo mu de kodi on to di wo ye ne yira.
Nana na Cote d'Ivoire.
Na empanimfo tena ha hwe no saa se an mo nka.
Mu wi ama be ka say taxpayers money. And so mo bi anka wasem na no nsam na GFL ye say wo be kete ta GFL do be kwa
nsam efrim na kan say ade na no wo kan na wo nte ase.
So
ai why
me no ma nya adwene sa asem na wo kan ye no na na no ye
me eno ye
do be kan ye na me mfoa so
say ye sika
wo de kwa ya ade
wo se
wo nkyira me dodo a wo de kwa ya ade no
na tools ye musa wo mo so mo de sika ma no
mo so suma hu nya nsa
se ka ofurata ne wa
yes
ene ne
waka obi manso no da ho ka ho memma ka ho sadia urade bisa ken say woyɛ de yanka wanimu nte sɛ woyɛ de yanka wanimu nte kanofori ato yɛ de yanka ɛyɛ ne sɛ ndabra ukroma wo se wada ne shamo
sabre no minister ne se ye moso
na ya hwɛ no sɛ anko member so
wote ho na ya manyokuo na wodom ana wo ye Ghana ni a wonem ha se wanwene wo ho a na wo ne dodo na mo ka se wo ya
ankonam was it Monday no ana ka se asem na enra no ka se wo ne dodo na mo a kai se wo ya ankonam medase mame mu se wade na na bisa me yete ha ani aka kolebu asem se empa nipa beda so kora no ebi ni ho mbacho won so obi akodonate na mi wo so
ba blaster we a o ma san we
wo mo kwa kwantre kora wo mo mfa mbayi alomi plate kora wo mo mfa bi ma ekura calabash
ko ekrew
aba
ekrew se de sitie
what a misplaced priority no na yes so am so sa
okay I say my international recognition
one recognition
na ye hwe obi wo fom
na international recognition
no so international ridicule
na nei
to wo wa dwene wo de hia wa na hia manfo
kai just an opportunity for Nkrofo ebenya wo mo ho tam enya skadi adi nse hunu na nkante sa ye boka wade a ye nya fa so obi amfiri ho
na obetie wo bi so company se matam $1 million
na me de akoma Black Stars enti sankasa $1 million no enti kolebuo mu ni bed ya wo kolebuo mu won sase untumi fa nkotwa foundation kura se yensi another one
bed ne nko a ebeto sei
anya nyama hunu ni discuss so
na ma ni ko di ko mesa ba nche me da se okay 101.7 so ni na Honorable Kennedy ose nyako MP for Achim Swedru na oye ranking member Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament yene no entwetwe enkomo na yenhwe sede susade body hu befa Honorable memo acha no pay
yo bani mejosu na mpom ti sei
mi mpom ye pa na wo so
oh ba dia daruma me simi ho ye bani bi ani ho
enra moye nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ nhyiamu minority in parliament the mighty minority na eniema mo de tu dwa no sɛ obi a wantie bie etiew ana obi ho nso a yɛse asɛm a yɛde ne ka ne mprenu opɛso otie bi a de ba ne de ban
yo na menfo afidie se na minchia watiefo anopɛ omutio omo nso omo hwɛ online so ma minchia na menam wankasa mo so asese anopɛ so ma wo so ma homa mu na mo pentiri mu wo enra ensem trofo nhie mu a donkuma no no enra no pa no na enra dwumadi a yidi no na dwumadi kase a hwe akwan ho nsem ene akwantuo so ene car kwan so nsem nti you're combining both roads and transport sector issues. Nti o hwe nsem a ye kan be nsem be edu ba kono ye dikan no project ya na ekoso wa bandada na wa free hokono aban beto ya emu be 80% nti ohamu ntitimadi wotwe Oma suspending project ni nyina ati se project no contractors a free site project no enkoso biom sa project yi nso project ya de Ghana sika ahyemu ayadru akiri ananka esanka ban oto aso na nso bae no nso se ono so won agenda de si nani so ibi ti se big push into abandon all those critical project no almost 80% ye kan ho asem ye ka big push no nso ho asem se
no yenka we no abandonment no na eginade asunti na bana abandon project ya said okay be 80% complete
me ba jo scientist biom na
me say abandonment no na edinade so because said the whole council project no about 80% complete.
There be the American say abanda dane kon oja project ya na e koso ahoro opim apim ni etire over 1,000 projects. Na sa project na oja na ye na she hani over note mu kire the progress of each of them. And ye de ma abanfoforo ya obai. Na abanfoforo bai sa project dodo na apim ni etire na ye de ma no. Emu be ya nchichemu aduo watwe. Almost 800 to 900 of the projects have been abandoned by this government. And no na me pese meka.
Okay.
And say 80% of but my guys are project in now my contractors a free site. These are also critical projects not adopted across all the 16 regions and 261 assemblies. Ghana Hanumina and no one sem na American. They are talking a big push in one sem. Big push, you know. Just left to Abana doing it, if you say. And say, be a year a buying finance minister or buy a Mercedes, a better two year, you say, a buyer and she say be under big push between 2025 to 2027, a buying a year project, a who work a Sia, okay, Camboa. Number 1 year, almost about 50.9 billion, almost 51 billion. Dania crowd through so nano, a President Mahama, Ebeka and Wasem, say a buying Amasa contract do sa over 50 billion. Mode year, Juma. Tisana buying Becatre. Now, young Yahawa non Kumama, your warning say, that project, though, say, young Yentia, we commend the government, say, what to me as a project be start to connect your towns, no, Nkrumah Akwanya asese ana yi to mebeboa no connect to open up economic activities no ye foaso papa yi na emom ye etitire ya dwen ne se wo hwa aman we emra na opposition no wa accuse ye MPP government say contract bi wo ye ya o ye ne katasu mumu aso a wan famma duduo mu ma nipa duduo no e wo ho anije ana se wo ho akwanya no ma nkwa nkopre bi na emom omo ye no true so sourcing ama omo kan wan semma koduru ba bi kura no omo ko kan say president Mahama ya otishi onya odi nkomo bi odin sensuro ni bi twitwi nkomo ma no ko kra ko kan say ojiri se so sourcing ya omo ye president Akufo-Addo na ye the biggest beneficiary na ye sa de an sa de ntina oye so sourcing kwa o kan wan sem na mo ba ye no just within the space of 7 months. What to me, I awarded a contract worth of almost 51 billion, all under sole source. But who can you on one? What to me, they call competitive tendering. Now, through sole source. Now, Obaya, who pay money, add your seasonal, or bonny quabi, one more Ghana for who have yet Ghana for he. No more criminal wrestle, no more criminalizing, more impune corrupt act friends, even corruption in the process of awarding those contracts. At the better sabano, now buy any fees, oh, baby, before fra. Oh, dear, just within just a space of not even 12 months to 7 months. What you know now? Award the contract, a woo, a nebo, that's a pay, 51 billion. That is 50.9 billion. You dear, about 51 billion worth of contracts, all under socials. And then just say, and somehow can far abandon that home. Just say, Kuntumpon some now kind. Now say, Kuntumpon some now kind, yeah. In Tremupan now, out the Magana for say, oh, the catch there must say abandon that. One fact and pass or ye, so sourcing. Now, men to be by no, my yebi. Then your mom family born in Kemi, any about that and 1 year bonny be a name of me by me who say, that project way, not send you near pen in Tamuano. Necessary a bit fast, I can sure. Now, who to me ever can some good a baby and affair. Who samba be repeated, even in double fold. Nedio, who accuse you no crowd on our baby, the same thing you are doing it in double fold. Into near the fee say. They are buying and I'm buying the tree. Sabi, on the Ghana for any year, one can of credit. Ogu abanda than any mass, essentially, mo pretumi bi afiri Ghana for no gu abanda da n'anim ase na sanye saa nso na so mu gyina ho de adam isi metumi aka sɛ misu metumi de mensa asi me bu sɛ sɛne ɔmo ka de kyerɛ agufo adon na kyerɛ sɛ so sin ɔmo ayɛ nyinaa no ɛho mfasoɔ no ɛkɔ President Mahama ɛne n'abusuafoɔ na meka ne saa sɛ minni nyinasoɔ bi a mede bɛka saa o. I don't have any evidence to impugn such criminal motive at the man a president. But what would you almost say? But me can say, no boom, and so much to me who say, and some of them can't see a bino, and then I saw a minute. I teach you on one casana, who do you almost yomu. I see I am and your son must say, any say, hard drink to make and no who ask them up as you make a yet tone who ask them.
Mammy so. Sa so sourcing na nkasa no ye mmerɛ mu no sɛ mmerɛ ntia sɛ yebetumi ay so sourcing
mmerɛ bia ni hɔ no mu a esi wo hwɛ ye procurement law no a act 663 no a wo hwɛ section 41 no a prescribe aka sɛ yebetumi aban eduru bibi baabi na sɛ dia emergencies ya ana sɛ ade a ye procure no sɛbe essential in nature. Yenya obia obetumi provide but only one person. And there was an India no necessary de manwa. Aban wo ho kwan se obetumi afa saa kwanya ne so na ode aye. Saa kwan mienu we na section 41 aka. Yamuza ho say what was so emergency about that road? This is not the first time I hear constructing road wo kwan mu a. Even Winneba Kasua road kura no. Mo kan kire aban ne say all ye kwan no na aye ntem no a o yusu so no mo si aban na bokro no adenti na oye ne sanke so okọ through the competitive tendering process na nko oye na na de na asesa bibia nsi obi akwan o but when you abuse it you cannot say kwa award 50 project 50 project in what almost 51 billion na ujina so say all the projects they are all emergencies, they are all essential, and that we will not find anybody with that kind of requisite skills and knowledge to perform it, except certain individuals and now contractors. It is our project in Inano, then for so. She said, and some more kind, and maybe a chamono, one casancasa, and a mabu one casam hofo. Maybe I mean cassa so saying, Ayabia, Yamran Ichi, and Mrana Chimpefe, no prescribe Uridia. There's a prescription. A coin and a mera over to me, I yes, Edgeman. About that, yebi. Intimate to me, but Hanomon Casse, Mudiamaya Nunano, and yet, to me, I by any the high and say, this is the first of its kind in the history of this country. Buying the artiso, to me, awarded a project worth almost 51 billion all under social. It has never happened in the history of this country. It has never. This is the first time. So we will be a happy on providing evidence. My Ghana for you know. A bit of pain. When did you decline? And Untina, don't come air can say. Your pesa bino. I did sa contract, 50 more day. I'm money in ano. I'm some to drop my contractors. I'm the bow. A car airbo. You bet to me at check the kilometers per price, the cost per kilometer. If they knew that, and you for you or man penny. Kufuadwa pencil. Yeah, what this same contract, and you say you feed that road that we know. Say Department of Urban Roads we know. Highways we know. Until we know all the costs. Until Ombamatuja independently, you able to me check it. Every crown out the betu jump and now abang rate out the betu jano crown. Even far lower than what the previous administration did. Then we can what do you bet to Ghana Chester? So say no, or the Abu Ghana for no, or Maya value for money. You to make a Basia Noa. Momaya make Katasumu Maso. Mompeso be a bewushi. Near who details. Name me why me were details in the Kakra. Then to me for contractors, Eddie Infantija. It is against the law, but a bar. Me share the Amashamu Kakrano. Me who say. A quite beyond you one more. Ya quite under feeder Roswa. A kilometer should even cost more than 12.4 million Ghana cedi per kilometer. Even if you put all the technical to consideration, whether the scope of work, the topography of the land, and even if the road consists of drainage and covert your friend is saying activities here, it should not cost beyond that. But feeder roads project be on mama who calculated the kilometers constructed by the your friends the total contract sum no. That is a real between 12.4 million per kilometer. Even back could be 27 million per kilometer. Feeder roads, not even highways or your trunk road, and yet even through a single carriage friend is saying asphalt overlaid road, not even dual carriage asphalt overlaid road. This is just a bitumen surfacing or surface dressing road by feeder roads. Into and you catch it by say, because the two jar at the details nearby Babua now suspicion Ghana for a suspect or say they have done anything on towers, they will clear themselves. Ghanaians will know so many Bonibia. Like Obama said, think now, defend it, yes, to say, one who expose you. Say, and Rakotodia, Neboja, Yan Friendly, the Yamfa Bamoni Timunkuno, down on the Anaya Kufuadoni MPP are buying. It's on the Yamfa Bamu Timunkum and Nadia, Yera John Mahama buying. On a Muslim Messiah, no Abano, to another young wolf one, if you say, why are they say, 50 contract now, the amount so saucy, you walk one, you find Sia Gongonza, why are they want to me a mobia, one farm Mama Gana, who know the Amanipa, Uncle no my young wolf one, son, or mind, you think you can't watch them. And you can't, a yet tone so much them. Obekaya, President Kufuado pencil, yes, suspended tone. I say, yet to me, at this is for Robani, digitize it, entire system. Now you to me in the expected revenue from your roads into your suspended are buying at the into say a good nakrem. A dom kumano sambreno. Catch your buying say your cost of financial loss to the state. The jay gu are buying a trim can sambia be a baby promise you are more quatadi on your Beko jail or Beko jail because crossing financial can say be it's ya buying. About 15 months. Yes, for December. We have procured the concession agreement. Our cabinet approved. I have a copy of it. Our woman catch you and so watch your road minister and say you should go ahead and open tender. Now on selected a vendor. I'll be yes, electronic tolling you and what you're consuming. Our cabinet approval na fofian tuata you feel it was even contained in the handing over note. I actually be a do so by no matter 15 months down the line. I buy BC. What is a more can roto? And one who's a roto in BC. Now, from 15 months to now, maybe Ghana has not lost any revenue.
Honorable, Obi Subakase, so won't be why you have each month. The son 15 months, roto na never hono. And Parliament Mraso, and na a buyer. A bra say ye chamun, you who said the minister then, Honorable Mwakwanta. Now when you cry and one more didn't pay mu or bra a day through an act of parliament at the buyer or be an kind of wabene because it can be all crank one for back and say causing financial loss to the state. It was one yeah. What is what bomb say? Mammy Kakra, you ram Quata and MPP. You ram Quata and MPP. Who read the text in the budget? You say it has been suspended. It doesn't mean it was cancelled. There's two different meanings. Cancelled and suspended. They are not the same. Suspension means that we are putting a temporary hold on it. Cancel means we've cancelled it permanently. We've removed it permanently. So, the rotor was never cancelled. It was suspended. Whether it was cancelled or suspended, no. You must have question say. The minister no, that locus, that power. So bet me suspended. The sector minister has every right, power. Or what to me be said. Say na sure be because now our problem one, he can suspend it and investigate and make sure the right thing is done. Or say to me no. When Cameron, okay, or suspended,
He is the sector minister who has oversight responsibility within every activity within the sector, and he has every right to suspend it if he thinks that things are not going right. He can suspend it and investigate it and make sure they will put proper measures in place. Amakwata wasn't the first minister who was suspending Abia. He's not the first person. Into one chamber, the law is still there. But and I said, so the road to bar, the law was not repealed, was not cancelled. They will continue from where it was suspended. They will just leave the suspension and continue. They will not come to Parliament to enact a new law unless say electronic collection needs an additional amendment to the existing law. Then they can come to Parliament to amend it.
Me frɛ honorable Kojo Nkrumah ewe fidie so a ena busa ne say what that suspension no as you said you okay no is grounded in what na se mo be ka kire me ene etiefo ene ahwefo radio yi say e ma ye net worth of 72 million Ghana cedis 78 million and the e de ma man eno esua hence the suspension. Now, since I bring 72 million na de maye no a ebe pem se ne we sen ka at least nke betumi atua bibi kakra kra
aya no kra ye nyina egitum se sa 78 million no ka ye gigi a nke betumi aboa oman no nanso sa mbre no a aban ni take sa decision no na aban no expectation say wa suspending no na official say ode akwanfo foro beguo na yede agigi tonu electronically na obi a ofa ya kwanso bi atumi atua bi no na o hwe anim say sa shortfall no a revenue shortfall no ananka economy na nke betumi generate sa revenue shortfall no through even sa yi la bi nanka emre bi ye introduce no a Ghana for eka ho asem na nke betumi enya sa even thrice or 4 times of that revenue through that until say ye the electronic means ni beba nanka and what Babe take over. Into that was the assumption, that was the thinking.
Business wise, me aduma, aduma. Emfaso no a eba no esua. Woye. Eno no Jesus me to store num. Na eche makofa another strategy. Dan se ewo ho no ano. Then I introduce new measures. Ene a ebeboa ma menya more. Na tinanka sabe neka yenti mane wo because me hu no man biara e wa asase so a metie ya se bi matu kwan pa ona bu so atu kwan se yesi ye twato mu bokina fo obi an nam so a ye hwe adan ya yesi ya suspend na e kire yes ade beba min tiase
yo ye di kan
convince me
sa ye to ya na ye yi o sha to no de ekasiya pa emma yesika ewo memu anyina no eye almost about 6. There were 38 toll plazas across the country. Emunsia emma yen eye revenue 70 to 75% of your revenue. Eye tema motorway. Eye de ewo ye friend saying kaswa. Na de na mienu ewo eye Kumase. Ana takra de kwanso. Sa kwan we na ma yesika akese pa na wo hwe sa kwan we nsunsu a enam sa to 50 pesos ene 1 cedi no eto na bia ubedu bia be kema na 50 pesos a obi pese otua no twamunti no unnecessary huge traffic a block a jam na wo hwe pollution ekoso exhaust fumes ya eba
traffic no da so ho
the same thing.
There is no me who document be traffic ninti ese twato
emwa enti yan suspend
ana bibi ho ana mo ye assessment bi ye what document bi da ho so empirical to say got traffic no e da so wo hwa bepem ne
mbacho ana me kiro say aban we before obetri so no what the to or your to boot assessment in this situation in the entire suspending in the entire person Sankratani now was part of the handing over note or handing over the man.
Okay.
Ubetumi afre minister no wabusa no obeka ni nyinaa with the cabinet approved memo ni nyinaa attach aban no wo details bia saban no person o ka kire Ghana for o kan no kura wo mu a they should be able to tell the Ghanaian people because aban that dan ko one fan card one fact document na nko o jai de to ho and the man say baby ya do ni mo ba mo nto aso it wouldn't have even taken the new government even 2 months say ana busumi mienu ma omatumi de nyoma toto na kwam ama saa dwumadie no nka asase but obi aban bia ne policy minim di aban no ba ne policy a ode bantia busumi dunum ye da ho ti ho a yenya ho empopoye bia nti ano nso ma me koka eye ho asem apenso me ka eye new expressway no Accra Kumasi expressway no a aban no pese oye no me ka say eye adepa eno ne that will be the first of its kind. Expressway of that long nature, a kilometer of about 198.7 kilometers. That will be the first time I ever saw them. Nebum, you worry as a minority, they say. Abaya Teresa Sakwana obey, you know. Obey Yasufa, Mantem be. Manako Fasa Mankasi. Akofa across to Ako Atimoda. Ade akofati ayirebi ane namfara sinu ma akopie bosomtwe eye Kumasi ane ebusa se aban tumi nkire se saa kwan ya oba be yi ehu kadudu oni ebi se ya se budget nim wo hwe budget statement mu a from eya 2025 copy 2028 wo hwe budget projections no ma ye na ewo budget statement no de ba mu a yehu any line item bia e kire se expressway no ebe cost say na ban ebe kanto they share budget. There's nothing like that. They provided a provisional budget. There's nothing like that. No need the kind. They talk to me, you know. You busa say ban say ahi na ebe cost on nine for that project. Aban na Ghana for ehu. They talk to me ensa compensation do ahi no betua because baby also dey kwan no ebe fa no a heavily built communities. What it means is that it's just because the quantity by 6 lanes into no. I see a bubu a month what dining or stores in your shop. How much is it going to cost the country? Near the Nina Acta project cost no. Near the cap project cost in who say. Sab one sundia. A fruit thing say a buying this no a better a quina Kumasi Quanda Dia or no dia no dia bypasses in India. Near bed catcher a buying a paja a buying Chelsea. Si ababɔ saa kakasia na sisi a ɔmani ni sika no na mini friend say asia ehwe akwan so enni saa sika no ye make sure say kakra no ye wo no ye de be complete all the sections of the existing Kumasi Accra Kumasi road no mo wie na daati nye sika butin kasie bia ke de akwakoye expressway no na si ye na expressway no so ebe far more cheaper than completion of the already existing in India. I mean, near form to some expressway. No? At the same time, you your friends the old Kumasi, old Accra Kumasi, where you Pesicanian and Kakra, Fisa, and no bedding, a babuay, and Tianuso, you can't, and who ask them. I don't know what you swear, and who say, what's the Marcus saying about your being a Kumasi, Accra Kumasi, Diano. Yo. And also bypass and no more and also I could say yo minister no be can say see bypass no sir 8 bypasses no man o man pani na Kufuado na penso na oye Kumasi no o se see no say ye pese ye be wie sa adwuma ni nyina o man pani Kufuado se afie no ye be hia sika o mo ye new estimate ye be hia sika 6 billion Ghana cedi 6 billion and you to be the sa project no sa some no be kan o nesan sa ban ni sika ni bi ntino enu ntina almost about 7 of the bypasses no se sia no akekam aka o ma jama na sensen o ba ko pe na contractor no to me ye ko duru ba bi a o to me fa chire wo enyinam a no wasan ko foro rough road bi na de ko si ekuro no atiri kakra apart from that in the aka nyina no they have abandoned it. Contractors, there's no activity going on site. And I don't hear catch a band say, where the Ananka contractors na shall me a tears come on, maybe crampo aye. The Anayan Chile Kurana and Quananim Kurani, 57% and at the do accident was about 83%. This idea. And then I buy because when you see how the big push, that's a Hawaii dedicated funding. And then I only emphasis can to Kakrani, and yes, Jumain Kakan Kakra, Udi and Confess can boom. Kakra Krana, the other contract, and oil in Kakanka. See a man just a little time, say a 1 year or say a 2 years old, Kakan Kakran will be able to complete it at the Bois, a 24. Or people say a expressway, because expressway also be. That expressway can never be completed under 24 months. The maximum this road can be completed will be more than 36 months. In the 36 months, on Mampani, Mahama, Unfianakahe, it is a wound to me, Yana, completing in every year. Adentina, session of existing offenders and Kumasi, Accra, Weno, Nian Correction, Nian Motrabo Kakra, whilst you are pursuing the expressway. But Opesi abandon. Ukoka no be better say na ekufu adu ba na dia no ye ekufu adu dia oye ne say no oye bypasses no and say no ko ye 8 bypasses no and ke be easy traffic nti ya de donku ano eno ne kwan no wasem wa kan road plan no wasem na no me repeat obi anim say contractors o memu anu no mu charge ajo since aban by contractors and the road fund mrase beje ye trafficato wa ebeko road fan ye beji ye free ye fan wa ye tonton filling station last year ye traffica 2.8 billion de to afia no ko wie e ko na wie no 1 city kura ban am fa ma ye road fan form venture contractors ka afia ya say 3 billion what ko kan wa ye 5.8 billion danu ya na matisha ban ye release 1 billion out of this 5.8 billion sika yi so nya sika eya bind ya sika me no ye tofu agu ye ka mu a ni ate 90 pesos afri so see the co fan mu a say ye dedicated funding na sense nko bi ade ne saka ban so koto eya ban futuo mu a on fa sika ne mfa nkoma ama contractors bebre ye project under road fund omu nyina abandon project no majority of them abandon project because omu nyina sika no mu de akoto aso ema adwuma omu ye omu kura no ma ye first ceiling kura na kwani nyina sent to 2 billion basa because they could not continue to do second and third ceiling nti ya kan no wasem ya kan bonkra so wasem ya kan bonkra potwa edimu kasia kadi adwuma kasia bra santifo wa santimem na be bie ye trade between the our brothers on the dry countries omo free Burkina Niger Mali ni ade nkababua yenu anu ma wasabin sector onyina anu nkababua President Akufo-Addo free so no first phase ni ya adwuma na could do 85%. Ntinka ensese aburo even 6 months for this government to complete the 25% na nanka aka no and then pacho uwi asuma wadwuma ifo no bi no muntu ka no munko bonka no munko he the contractor have left site under the disguise to say aban so investigation Emma for almost 15 months the whole place adwuma omo ye nyina no have been taken over by weeks because hono memri nda ya twam ni ubesu upako ho enene oman sane ya chichiro oman see use oman ni sika taxpayers money for such a huge investment not because of politics into partisanship politics ni edi oman abro under the disguise here your investigation now who your investigation you can't do because what's your investigation can't you do your investigation while the project are going on and we have to let the contractor put the work down for you to do investigation and no na make can say and your investigation be no more yet name omutrim no ma bon pose adwuma no ewo ho no a ekwa asanteman mu adi adwuma bebre asanteman no eno no mo mpe eno nti o mampani kufuo se no mo ba no mo jama ne to ofie nwotwe ne deteriorate ye na MPP ba no obesase no almost have the suban no esan be biom se nwuma ne be ko na adehia maburu anya adwuma de ene yanka o ma anya kura nkaye. That is what I think. That is what me donkuma no ya gin say enu ti na ban no edi sa adwuma no nti ensama I kan ne ye doso me se me no be ka say na meji wadaje nyina na nso mintumi mfa wadaje nyina mjiri se won so wodwuma a ubedi nti kakra
ona mo ne mame na wase na me senya pamfama wo ona mame na wase wo ye Honorable Kennedy Osei Nyako MP for Achim Swadru and the National ranking member Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament in the 101.7 Sunni. Nana Yanko Yanim.
Yeah. I was for your queen, Mujana de Wakata bar, and the Uquadano pay, Madaroma, Yade, Emma Mui. Now, the Amedesha say the Ghanaian point to the Wakatan anymore. And what they National Security Coordinator, COP Osman Abdul Razak. What they Nasamua Wakandia Security Service recruitment here, Ecosway. What they want Maba. And COP Osman Abdul Razak, Ebaman, yes, sir. Sir, we are branching na Babawa, and now you'll be with Niji. Any of the security services, no one. Now, what per se, you found Sebia Soldier Police. Now, immigration, fire service, prison service. Yanjiska, Ansana, Yajobi, Abem. And to say, Yana Sobi, yes, Obejus Kansana. Wamwabo police, and Obejus Kansana, Wabedi Soldier. And Obejus Kansana. Waba your friend is a prison officer, immigration officer. Nippon Boa Posica Nedi. Yan Chelsea cancer, and to way Aya Cocobo, and our dema or Mamuni na Titrune. Our for Wamma, energy, security services, Nubi. And now, wa branch and Baba wa, Wunya security service Numubia, Wobeko. Now, Chata Yamun Obama, yes, sir. Ghana, ya. Ebibrem wa ina oman odi Kenya oni European Union esinkunwa atoato adwene aye nkrata a efa efisem bambo ena afei se amanfo ne adehye ebetena asro anya opopo ne ayemsihye bia anim Ghana ebibrem wa ina ye ne oman edi kan a European Union eni aye sankrata no a ana wamni aye sanjehye no a a first ever security and defense partnership with Ghana EU and wamni ya sign sankrata yi mampani ya bedechire ena wogina wa my Ghana anamu a wode ne nsan no daba ehye krata nase na nipa wonzo gina European Union anamu ade ne saksa krata yase eye kaja kalas ani na ne se EU ene Ghana eye kolabo kabom ayan sese ya ede bambo ebeba we eye the Ghanaian point de bakata ne nsem ya wode baaye na no na kakrata frato sonson a wo bo amane se Burkina Faso abana ya waye ne se o makwan ma tomatoes ba kokora an overlapping free Burkina enko o man bia so waye ne factory wo hia tomatoes no de ye factory ni mu adwuma a wabanne ame adwadifo a wo moton tomatoes a wo mokọ Burkina ekofa bie yi wo mani atutu ato wo nsam na eno na Food and Beverages Association of Ghana de abase sabani e de ha beba wo e de ha beba papa santa wo tomatoes ye di no wo man mu a de achoba for de aduane de restaurant for de aduane tomatoes are use no o mai mutitru ni dia ye de ye nuane kwa wo ye fie mu no be ye jollof be ye stew tomatoes unhia wase dodo ni Ghana ha sei ye nya dodo no wa ha tomatoes a Ghana fo di no
enti pa landa ye we hwe won median no ekwan ni mfimfini no
Greenwich Meridian
there be me kan ekwan dual carriage no
akatu kumase
aheye yenu heye yeduadua ade oho no udua tomato se be fefe
oh nana wasem na wo kan say
eburo kra eya ne gu car so e bi free to form na fefe
yeah
eti mu akwadofo
nana en wu so man yo
mo fa we kra nka ho obi a obesiwo so obeto tomatoes bia mommo no nana mo ada powerful do
de okay da no adi o
ai
abotre
I'm not Koboko away.
Agric minister.
Aye. Come on, tomatoes.
Yes, you are free Burkina. Na Burkina banning
what is that one a desert? A srasas.
Burkina.
Oh, a srasas.
Sir.
Irrigation on there.
And no to be do tomatoes ma yen ye kofa
e chese ye useless
ei na dada bia no ese
apu
na no ese
eni jeni
na me koka bi wo se ma me nka ne
da bi chese useless ye okwahun gokwahun
ei na ni wo eni wo papa se tomatoes so jisi akokra na so man ka se wo ma yen a yes e dangerous e de oha bebra yen tomatoes na wabra aban ben abreso no ba ya oye backyard farming buy no
a champion time from 1973-74 urban operation feed yourself
nana hey wabra na yo ko akomadan ya na ka akomadan ji din na ye tomatoes ndra
Merus, yeah.
Antina na yentumi ansosteni akomadan tomato production no ana tomato ye friend say no ama akwa se adehye ko Burkina so mo kofa tomatoes ni ebu omutuo akoba se yesi yabane hayen na areho na Food and Beverages Association of Ghana no mo ka say enom say ha adwen de beha papa na across asem kroya ho na katafa toson watch the Ghanaian Point Democrat na de aba say Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana so say Burkina Faso aban se waban ne say o makwa ma tomato bi enfiri o manimu a ene Ghana aban wo ma ne namono to no onye hyehyeye a ema tomatoes no short ante se be short
chese hwe tomatoes se ye de ye project se ye dua ye ma vast stretch of land na yama fertilizer yama insuo aye adwuma na ye dua tomatoes
na njanso so na aso tomatoes nche wa from na so we Democrat at the Ghanaian Point Democrat and someone or de ba ye bi ene anope eno no na delegate Democrat no ena mafa to manimu yi delegate Democrat no na no de aba ese Amansan University akese ya ye bodin na obi kaso okwo obi a eya nwo ho akese pa Lincoln University na nobody legal Democrat no na akwa katafa to so miensa wode aba na de wode aba ni say the Lincoln University United States of America na anu yi no mo ye ne say mampani John Dramani Mahama wo mo bebo na baso na abaso ba no mo de ma no honorary wo mo de shone munyam obeye mampani ne madembo ane anammo a watuo ne nsese ya wo ye eje Ghana nko a na nya so mfaso ebibrem Africa ani wiase aman awodo kwa bo na baso na akanefu akakra bi nanka abasobɔ no da no aduru mampani kura wo UN dada enti nka wedi nka UN wie ye no no United Nations wo ma setena no kɔ na wie ya nanka wa branch afa no akwaje award yi yankote a Lincoln University for you say award no a wo be some de be mampani no wo manya mfa ma no ena Ghana ya name si ni a owo US abrochiremamu woni ni mpanimfo bi say say oh na dan esanse mo ka se mo be on president ense se ye ntutua e wose ye bia yaye amade wose atonsa fra ni bia ya atonsa fra no a wo bia ye ready krofo to mo ntade so wo mo de ba program yase na ya dan na nefo kakra bi aka mo si ade yi maso
bajo omo ana ese wo mo onano
omo ana se what
be baby o na ankopre
jabi da na what ni baby
what ni baby
wo buni man nana mo si dia wo ye no somoni amampani kakra bi eno wo mutumi ye dia wo ye enti wo mna na mo na baso na ma kama wo dia ye ne budget ama Ghana ye embassy e won so aye nseseye yina ato nsa frɛ wɔ mu a wɔso mu babi na do obeto na tade so ato na tade e twɛn afi de musimu enya ma so adan a musiman pani munya hu na dwene e wɔ LGBTQ+ wa no
nu ntina mo komo award no
dabi nana
mami kodi sa nkomo yibra
nana kodi bra mo fuma word
lawyer Godwin Edugita Macro ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Na lawyer Edugita Macro osan legal director legal ema NDC amanyiko MPA boss. Papa me moache. Good morning.
Hello, brother Kwame.
Good morning.
Morning.
Papa me moache.
Yo, brother Kwame no pa me chawo.
Mejo so pa na enkoma ye tete ye senka ye ona His Excellency Reverend John Dramani Mahama na nkofo ne sakote ye say an ye mfama no adan a ye hu na dwene ewo LGBTQ+ ne ade enkoma yi eti sen pa.
Yo, brother Kwame anopai me chiao etiefo echia Ghana mpenipo na NDC MPP sebi munyina na ma omano ekoneni brother makasa semwe na de yenyina yenim no ni se ya dia Lincoln University unu se sa university na Ghana yaman penia ode faudi de ba o maemu hano o saje fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah sa university no na okoye in the 1930s na Kwame Omwa university na that now to Ghana man penny John Mahama idea obon no more than pan. Me no kasa sia idea o man penny Mahama ewo America New York abontin so UN are all pushing this agenda say sebi yenuanom yenananom ye form into slavery yetuntomo to say the idea or tonaton.com.
Engrofo kura nim se enam so ena Black Friday e buy day ya na de ton kwa.
Na ye de nipa e de sign one we say ye kofi ni ama no. Ye ko asoya ye kofi ni ama no.
Ani
sana me ye ton nipa de sani. Ewo America bontin so. Na sadie no in Akosua for over a century. And no hona Ghana man penny and they only did a crusade. Then rather the idea of reparation abeba. Reparation abeba. In Tisa Inkutan would ye back and forth. So be manu be ma be worry. Intino yentene so emfa award no ma o sene ya de pa ba
communicate we issue ye no wo tro no wo explicitly
that's the reason I want. It's a badge of honor and sebi I am so proud of my president. I am so proud of my president.
As a president, I will make a profound statement on that since I'll be a man. Penny say, Matisse, and won't be no kwasa or my salary in Parliament.
Assemblies of God.
President
Mahama, Assemblies of God, by making a view very clear, said the position of the Bible and then the position Sabio a year on a position Black Kwame. So I think when you are between is a badge of honor. Say as a president, what you are projecting the Christian values, the cultural values. As a proud son of Indeura Japa. In fact, which kind all the writings of Rantry, Soka Rantry.
Mekaipa.
He wrote about Ashanti. He wrote about the Northern Territories. What kind of writings of
Tamako? He wrote about the Ashanti Constitution.
Sharp. Rantry, one of the profound writers and surveyor. What I say? What kind of writings are? There is nowhere say either Ashanti.
Na me woni books bi he wrote cheaper na ono no na ya
why
no I
yes so no buy no he decided to document the culture of Ashantis and the Northern Territories. In our document, nowhere in that documentation, in our who say, was suggesting even remotely that either Ashantis or Northern persons of Northern Territory encourage same-sex marriage. Tabi. In fact, Oshe J.B. Dankwa, the writing, Akan Kashmir law, nowhere does it suggest in his philosophical writings say Akan permit same-sex marriage. That is, it is culturally, there are no cultural endorsements of same-sex marriage. Until you can't be culturally sensitive as president of Ghana and openly endorse that. It is a net. Lincoln University said, Omone President Mahama Yajin said on Peninsula for same-sex marriage. Hallelujah, Niabeka. In fact, ordinarily, Nanka, CM Famu Mumi, and Kwabon so, and not pay. It is an overwhelming endorsement of President Mahama's position. Saying, dear, in his time as president, Obe Peninsula same-sex marriage. Ade Akye Abia Muhammad.
I wouldn't you say me borrow the words of then yen president and Adam Akufo-Addo Ebra BBC Fobusa and say so see we live in an evolutionary world. Na say baby be a bit more sorry now one more a champion this cause of this same-sex marriage is bound to happen. When you say Sabreno, a man for the
not under President Mahama. It is not bound to happen under President Mahama.
Cultural values will be lessened.
President Mahama making it abundantly clear, and the idea because so under his watch, simple. It is not open for debate, and the Lincoln University has confirmed that view about President Mahama. So you be a over Peninsula, among such a thing will happen. Simple. It is not open for debate. It is for me as an adherent, as a protege of President Mahama, I can tell you, sir, I am putting this on as a badge of honor. Check out. As a badge of honor.
Now, I say one cry Lincoln for you. Because
we are giving
President Donald Trump one so buy na cancer sadie one so as a Christian. And the other one on the omun cabin chair no ye man pen no be kabia chair no say for holding that position.
Why
Donald Trump na make say.
Yes.
Who so be cancer on penny. Emma same sex and sa gay nsem no enko. Wam dia o man ka bibia nche ne no mbeka bibia che.
I say bia President Trump who didn't want to even Harvard University crowd take funding from them. In a way, President Trump will be out with me intimidating no crowd. In a President Mahama making it very clear that is the president of a sovereign republic. You can take your award. you can keep your word. You will never sacrifice the sovereignty of Ghana for an honorary degree. Never ever. President John Dramani Mahama, as the President of the Republic of Ghana, would never trade the sovereignty, the dignity, the respect for Ghana in the Committee of Nations for honorary degree. And so, President Mahama is a proud Ghanaian, a proud grandson of Chief Ndewura Japa, okay? A proud Gunja for that matter, and for the record, was standing up for his African and Christian values.
Oye, na yemra enkomo ba kon so asese eje adwan. Enu a minority for akoye press conference president nani so ade hunu wo the big push no. Eniema bi wo kra ntwa yie aye so sourcing sika no so kra no so we feeder roads wo mo ya mampani ni ne mpamfo ese wo mo de bi agum enom ni ade de wotre ye matters arise in it saying
Kwame, once again, Madam was say, Ade Akye can say, the countries may I call honum and energy, or call US Embassy to see American Embassy, or call British Embassy, UK. Any the many embassies, who Ghana 40 members, probably bra, or more Kwanya Bridge. And no one who into a airplane and see a opportunities. Two, any better infrastructure ecosystem and my more. President Mahama Ebaeno will create a map of Ghana and will break Ghana into 12 zones, economic zones. You know, most of these regions, the connecting the region to region connection and the part. Sabi, Kwame. When Kai it be the last time we moving from Greater Accra to Volta. From Bombaria. Onyafi motorway na Kupie Central University.
Hey! Traffic!
Which means not traffic. Meanwhile, look at the tourist attraction, Aqua Safari, and Mama Egu
Ni mami do yo ganza di nkomo wa fidie so. Hey ya. Was it for adan ho no? Omo wo island o kan abenya be to.
Extra ni nyoma wo ho ni na great tourist attractions. But Kwame, the unfortunate thing in this Kwame, the rules and it creates unnecessary traffic. Into weekends, most of our tourist facilities are very expensive. Kwame, Okwa Bridge open a very good hotel. Oceaneboa, very good. Compared to Ghana, look in China, hotel $150 hotel room. Compared to Ghana, the same hotel room charge on the charge. Why? Because your tourism and everything are more way. Oko Central Region, very good tourist facility. Oko Axim area, good tourist facility. By Kwanye. It's a President Mahama in opposition. Ukaya, manifesto in the edit to the big push. President Mahama by no call Parliament. I can't say big push is going to be a priority infrastructure way. It will comprise road, hospital infrastructure, school infrastructure, among others. Now, Kwame, in a civil society group, a form of fourth stage, educate to Jasio, Omoko Minister Honor, they could be some questions for information on the big push. And out of the information or their more to their mind, a certain number of the projects were awarded through sole sourcing. And for that matter, they do not see why it should be so. And in the conversation, that is the whole thing. And Ushaya, fourth estate, I wouldn't answer my betuja. And I'm a monitor on my Facebook page. Omo can't say they have seen corruption and not be bisa woman there be. Because first of all, the Public Procurement Act is a 2003 enactment. In fact, Ghana Manpeni, President Ade Akye Abia, in a sent it to the Public Procurement Act in 2003. That act has survived administrations. Or no, it uses that act, no. President is able to use it. Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo, and the act is still there. There is a whole express provision on sole sourcing. So far, I have not seen direct evidence say anything untoward has been done, except to say the NDC is being hypocritical. In the past, almost criticizes sole sourcing. So why are they using sole sourcing? Well, Kwame, sabi. Many can say the NDC position on sole sourcing is a matter of public record. Yet your memoir, Mr. And now, the Auditor General appointed by President Ade Akye Abia, acquire audit of cocoa rules, memoir, but it's in you. Oh, yeah, audit in the in what debate you just say, about 85% of the cocoa rules projects awarded under President Akye Abia were awarded through sole sourcing or restricted tendering. And then the Auditor General then concluded, say, the contracts that were awarded through sole sourcing appears to be more expensive than those done through competitive tendering. This is an Auditor General appointed by President Ade Akye Abia. So on that basis, in a young NDC for council, no. Then there is a need for value for money. We're clear. Look, and sometimes I just do not want to appear as equalizing. But the evidence is there. It's sebi. Nyamiti, my senior brother, Honorable Kennedy Osenyako. At that time, I know a deputy rules minister. I respect him a great deal. Yiti na no Okasan and say, senior, then are we? You are deputy rules minister. And I think I'm Wakwata now central. And we know the projects that you awarded through sole sourcing. How different are they with the ones that are being done? And this is very important. So, President Ade Akye Abia awarded Pokwase, part of Pokwase, Edeko, and so on. Edema, Maripoma. Hereby, not plenty issues, and account. In a year, the different innovation in the compare $72 million of plus at the Marway. So by June this year, all years are quiet. We are coming. Yes, sir, say, when you this are quiet, Ade Akye Abia. Last year, the country was our quiet. You didn't want to do anything with that road. It was so terrible. And now, President John Dramani Mahama, Nataroma, go and see the state of affairs on that road. Go and see the state of affairs. Go and see how well that road has been put together today. Hereby, President Ade Akye Abia now started Kaswa to Winneba. President Mahama or the governance is continuing. Article 36, Directive Principles of State Policy, or say Aban Oba, to Ade Onyonko Asiasiano. Samuel Marina President Mahama, At the various moment, minimum, Obian can say there is any corruption with the Big Push project so far. Until we see evidence of corruption, with respect, I'll come back to you and we'll interrogate the said allegation or evidence of corruption. Until then, the Big Push is a game changer. You know me, the Takwan Chupa, and I love road trip. You see the country for what it is. Mekai using Nararugu, Gambaga to Walawale Road. Prakwame, you do that road. You can see that we owe our people a lot of explanation. Prakwame, just look at the road from Yagaba, Kubori to Fumbesi. Prakwame, we are quite Najo number 1, Najo number 2, Bunkurugu Yonyo, Ediku Pinya Panduri. Yankro for a bre. Share the road from Boga to Zuarungu, Zuarungu to Nabdam, Nabdam to Zebla, Zebla Pomakong to Boku. Koshe, the Kwaina Efi Boku, Ediku Pie Misiga, Ediku Pie Kulungugu. Shekwaya Efao, Ediku Pie Pusiga, Pusiga to Tempane, Tempane to Garo. That's why me Yakwaya in Yakra. President Mahama is looking at speed, is looking at completing this project as quickly as possible. And that is why we have justified the need for soul sourcing when it is necessary. Until now, there's no evidence of corruption. Sebi, Ugo Ministry of Roads and Highways on the website, Minister Kwame Abuja will publish all these road projects. You can go and inspect. Anybody that has anything to hide will not, in the spirit of transparency, publish it on the website. The back one minority.
Tobu to minority for a year me and say more than any tobu to baba tobu to baba wamsu buy affiliate. Mampeni mama tobu to no wuni e wo ye no. Meaning out here.
Obi peche on can tobu to one sama AMPP. Yet your mamu how from nowhere na minister Mwakwata. In the most reckless manner. As we abolish Tobu at the time when Parliament has not even given approval for it. Or we have forgotten so soon. And then the same people who did this thing, you are now asking the Tobus to come back. They should allow President Mahama to govern a medium.
Ana Mamena was there no pay.
That's something
I think come to ye honorable lawyer Godwin digital macro aid ma Mampeni Mahama na director legal NDC was I MPA boss. Ya no atwetwe komo na story bi wo aha many kapa page 6 of the new publisher. What's that na say yedi nkomo akwa bi wo mo de beto dwa say wo mo ye campaign said ye be yankofo be jai eyi nkrama na mo wie ene enyinamo na mo wie and wo makọ pru ni video mpa
apo
my yam no
page 6
What wa na wo ja anwawe
kontu ane pe na ma se no kon
ai
ye na krata yi say Eric Jerry Edu one of the executive director Edema Institute of Community Sustainability Sakuo yi ana wamujita wo mani ase say wo meye campaign etia kraman a enipa bi ma wo maso nkwa didi wo mo ho nto wo mo enwom freedom and justice ekum kraman wi kraman wabra kraman de nko ya yam wo ye ne tena fie Institute of Community Sustainability ko yi ana yes a campaign yo se wo mo ma man say ina tititru ne wildlife for no se nkrofo kunkum kraman we na enye kraman ye obi abone kraman nya ponche wonye odwan onye akụkọ onye wansane na ekuno nana womgusu ye campaign na krata di abase ekuo ni se sa campaign na wo mo ye no wo matwa sensen kakra
because
adan ya executive director no Eric Jerry Edu
Chama Jerry
enkrofo bi aye nim enkrofo kro achi na puni wi de mama no nam ye ya
nini
na oma
Ona wakasa ya maya ngikramai.
Eje nguru bebrebe akwase oba mu nkonya bia campaign ko eje krama ya nguru twene.
Kwase ya bu, ya basa bu bia wo pa ba gina wona kasa ade no.
Ya besa fiu.
Sa fiu ni. Fiu ni, fini ni so ni anko. Apota.
Na no mabu no. O mabu ne papa.
Ehwie bi ho a. Wa na pa ni ehwe wo.
Wa mje momo oye safe. Oye safe.
Oye safe kura de afa no so ho.
Ni party no wanzi a ompe. Ni party no wanzi a ompe. But na nei wamse campaign yes o ma cancel o mun cancel you.
To aso yo. Nana. Wonim se wo ba achime area ha no so a ebisu delicacy.
Yes.
Omo frɛ no dwankɔkɔ.
Wo mo hwe pa. The yes to no bon kwan ye kibabu ina.
Matena samanke simpotem woda. Na unso obi a wo fufu awie. No wo so okoto nkwan ba wo bo awokoto ayini bia be.
Asamanke se?
Area ho na ibiwi. Pa.
Wow.
Wamabu no.
Na no mabu no.
Na South Korea. Any other countries in bebree.
O sa.
Ena madam Fubi. Ewrade fa de kresi akolobela. I'm so they say.
Akolobela.
Akolobela na ye namo amenini namo na ayi krama bi epono. Wow. Ana minima do kro omo amu awi bi pe no wona makrama be po.
Sao. Hey.
Na oya nsa kam no problem. Fa wo sam frɛ wakɔ ununu kɔ awudi pɔ no mewi. Na wo ma vim no.
No amabu no.
Me kwa ba wati na. Hwe cha majeri na mva mami. Ko de we esi abunu no enye. Okay, 101.7 suni. Yenkodi nkomo we mesa aba mo nche me da ase. Mesa aba mo nche me da ase. Papa ye ni bedi enkomo yi. Papa ye ni bedi nkomo ye fe no Owura Patrick Mensa. Na Owura Patrick Mensa managing director Emma Heath Goldfields Limited. Yene ne ntwetwe enkomo. Obani wotebe nka mema wachia no pay.
Openi me jo so no pay. Procurement won kapa.
Wompom boko de. Eni adwumayefo nso so amo wompom boko de.
Nyame adom ne won paibo. Adwumafo a wo boko so presia adwumamu ye nyina ya honye pa. Na wo so honye to hotseng.
Yesu ho ye pa, yesu ho ye. Na baba hu nkyɛn no pɛ yi a ɛno a ɛna me hunu sɛ nipa bi ɛde demonstration wɔm de ko giant red band abobo wɔm ti no wɔm nsa na wɔm ye kyerɛ ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ministry bisa wɔn a wɔn so no wɔn yɛ adwumayɛfoɔ ebi no so wɔn kora da so yɛ adwuma deɛ kɔɔsoɔ no na ɛdeɛ ba adeɛ pɔtee.
Yo penyin me de antie kɛseɛ paa ma wɔn ne wɔtiefoɔ na so deɛ obisa no ɛno a wɔn tu anamɔ ɛba bɛyɛ yɛkyerɛ ɛwɔ nkran no wɔn nyɛ adwumayɛfoɔ ebi wɔn kyerɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ temamufu a wɔn wɔ bɔgɔso ne prisia mpatam na wɔn di wɔn anim no yɛ NDC party na ɛwɔ constituency no wɔn mpanyinfoɔ bi ɛna di ɛdɔm bi ani ɛba bɛyɛ saa yɛkyerɛ no ɛwɔ nkran na wɔn asɛm ne sɛ mine no bɔgɔso prisia mine no adwumakuo na ɛfrɛ no heat goldfields na yɛyɛ mine no ho adwuma no a me na meda no adwuma no yɛtiatia amanfoɔ fa ahodeɛ so ɛna yɛmbie adwuma no ntɛmtɛm sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɛbɛtumi afa nnipa dodoɔ ɛwɔ mpɔtam hɔ nti aban nhwɛ na aban no ngye adwuma no mfiri yɛsɛm saa asɛm yi ɛna NDC partyfoɔ no di nnipa bi anim a wɔnyɛ worker wɔnyɛ adwuma wɔn ahensi no ɛde ba bɛyɛ demonstration.
na sɛ mo yɛ private company meboa
ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ ɛyɛ private company
a wɔayɛ no adwuma nso no obi na di 30 ma no sɛ fa nipa asomasi anaafo bɛntɛn pɛ bi kɔ ana ne budget nnu saa
asɛm na waka no nya ɛni yɛ company yɛbaeɛ no bɔkɔso prisia mine na agu a underground na ɛda hɔ no nyinaa nsuo afa hɔ ama no ayɛ ma process plant baabi a ɛyɛ mobile ne nyinaa hɔ asɛ ɛda fam workers a na wɔn yɛ adwuma wɔ ha nyinaa adwumakuo no a na wɔwɔ hɔ ansa na yɛba no na wɔayi wɔn nyinaa di a wɔn nyinaa te fie na biribiara nkɔ so wɔ ha na yɛn nuanom galamseefoɔ nso afefa asase na company no ɛyɛ adwuma kyerɛ sɛ na biribiara nkɔ so wɔ mpɔtam ha na amanfoɔ a wɔyɛ adwuma wɔ ha kane a wɔde ka a company no ɛwɔ hɔ no ɛbi wɔn ka wɔn nyinaa na wɔn wɔ hɔ a na yɛntua wɔn ka workers a na wɔyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ hɔ ansa na company na odi anim no ɛba abɛyi wɔn nyinaa di no workers na wɔn akatua bɛyɛ bosome nkron ɛkɔdu na ɛka no nyinaa wɔ hɔ na wɔn senate pension senate ne nyinaa ka na yɛntua bebree ɛna na ɛwɔ ho nti na adwuma no agu koraa ansa na yɛn yɛ company yɛba abɛhyɛ adwuma bi ase yɛbɛba abɛhyɛ adwuma bi ase no January 2025 ɛna ɛhyɛ adwuma bi ase ɛhyɛ adwuma bi ase no ɛna company na aban ɛnam sɛ na wɔn nyɛ adwuma no yie na aban no gye firi wɔn nsam no wɔn de aban kɔɔ court ɛde injunction bɛto yɛ so sɛ wɔn mpɛ sɛ yɛbɛbie adwuma no na waa yɛyɛ Ghanafoɔ na aborɔfo afiri baabi aba abɛgye adwuma atutu gold ɛwɔ ha nyinaa de gold na akɔ aburokyire na ɔmɛgya kapuduo sɛ ɔmasan gu adwuma no na aban no agye adwuma no de ama Ghanafoɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyɛ adwuma no na broni no sɛ ɔde aban akɔ court ade injunction nti atwentwɛn so bɛyɛ bosome nsia ansa na injunction no nyinaa yɛ aban edi nkonim na yɛnya kwan sɛ yɛbɛhyɛ adwuma no ase yɛhyɛ adwuma no ase no bɛyɛ sɛ bosome nsia ɛkɔ nson nie workers kaa no mu wɔ hɔ wɔn akatua aka akyire yɛka no nyinaa bɔ ma ɛyɛ Ghana cedis 134 million Ghana cedis yɛtua saa sika yi nyinaa firi hɔ nom plant no baabi a na asɛe na hɔ nyinaa adwura akye no ne nyinaa na amanfoɔ ntumi nya biribiara wɔ hɔ no yɛayɛ nsiesie ne nyinaa mene wo kasa plant no awurane a yɛtumi yi sika hɔkɔɔ a ɛtumi ɛbɔ adwuma no ho bra nipa a yɛyɛ adwuma wɔ ha sisi a since a yɛbaeɛ a yɛafa wɔ mu ɛne contractors a wɔn yɛ adwuma wɔ ha wɔn kɔ 1,400 mpem ahanan dodoɔ naa firi community ha se a wɔn nyinaa nyɛ adwuma ɛyɛ workers na wɔn senate ne ade ne nyinaa yɛtua underground na ɛwɔ prisia no a ɛda hɔ no a na nsuo afa no kɛseɛ no yɛatotɔ pumps akɛseɛ a yɛde bɔ nsuo no afiri hɔnom da koro biara yɛbɔ nsuo 10 million liters ɛna ɛfiri underground hɔnom a yɛyɛ adwuma no nipa ɛkɔ ɛna ɛba aban mineral commission environmental protection agency ɔmo nyinaa so yɛasene a ɔmo hwɛ adwuma yi so enti bi nokora biara nim sɛ adwuma no yɛba bɛgye yɛ no yɛsɛ no na mmom yɛn mmom ne yɛyɛ adwuma no yie asɛdeɛ wodi kan kaeɛ no adwuma kuo biara woba bɛyɛ adwuma a wobɛhwɛ adwuma no a woyɛ no na woafa so nipa sɛbi yɛntumi mfa pritiam pɔtamfoɔ nyinaa anaasɛ bɔkɔ so pritiam pɔtamfoɔ nyinaa so yɛde ɔmo yɛ adwuma ɛno nti ɛna yɛhwɛ nkrataa mu no yɛhu sɛ nipa dodoɔ sei ɛna ɛboaboaeɛ ama yɛayɛ adwuma na mmom nipa dodoɔ a yɛntumi mfa wɔn adwuma no ɛkwan bɛyɛ na yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛboa mo na ɔmo nso matumi anyɛ adwuma aban ɛde ba bɛto yɛn anim sɛ yɛasase no bi wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛtumi de ayi ama aban a ɛnha yɛ pii na aban nso so de bɛyɛ community anaasɛ cooperative mining ɛde ama dɔm dodoɔ no a ɔmo nso so ɛntumi nyɛ adwuma no bi nyɛ no a yɛnyini yɛmfa ma ɔmo ama yɛtu saa anammɔn afe atwa mu no September yɛde asase no 50 acres a ɛwɔ baabi mmiɛnsa ɛna de ama aban sɛ aban ɛnhwɛ na onyi ɛma nipa yi a ɔmo so ɔmo pɛ baabi so ayɛ adwuma yi yɛde saa asase yi ma yɛn nuanom yi a yɛn nuanom sɛ ɔmo mpɛ na mmom baabi a yɛn yɛyɛ mining no a yɛn fidie akɛseɛ wɔ no ɛhɔ mom ɛna yɛmfa ma ɔmo na party mpanyinfoɔ no bi ɛna di anim a ɔmo tutu anamɔn bi wɔ abɛn ma ɔmo baaba bɛgye saa bea no ɛna yɛsi adwumayɛfoɔ no ɛka sɛ baabi ɛnyi yie saa na sɛbi yɛwɔ fufuo na mo so pɛ sɛ mo nom ho nkwae baabi a yɛyɛ adwuma no a yɛbɔ ho kae de sika pudu aba bɛhyɛ mu no ɛhɔ ɛna yɛmfa ma mo na mo so mfa nyɛ mo galamsey anaasɛ community mining ɛntumi mma saa nti yɛntena sɛ ne yɛnhwɛ kwan a yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛpɛ baabi de ama mo na sɛ mmoa koraa wɔ hɔ a yɛn yɛde bɛboa mo na matumi asiesie baabi a yɛde ama mo no a yɛde saa mmoa no bɛboa no saa ntiaseɛ yi yɛn nuanom no partyfoɔ no mpanyinfoɔ no bi no ɔmo nte aseɛ ɛno nti no saa deɛ a ɔmo bɛyɛ no sɛ ɔmo bɛkɔ nkran na ɔmo akɔyɛ dede na ɔmo adi korɔ sɛ company no yɛbaayɛ no yɛtietie amanfoɔ fa ahodeɛ so yɛnyɛ sɛ nti aban ɛngye mine no ɛmfiri yɛn nsam saa botae nti ɛna yɛn nuanom a ɔho wɔ mu a ɔmo nyɛ workers a ɔmo mfiri mpɔtam ha sei no ɔmo kɔ nkran sɛ ɔmo kɔ akɔyɛ saa yɛkyerɛ nti na ɔbusa ma ɛmo nkyerɛkyerɛ mu no
ɛne yɛwaka no yie na mame musa so far no ansa na wɔn bɛtutu saa namɔ wei ɛyɛ dede mɔtwa bi ama wɔn sɛ nka aban nye no wɔmfa ma wɔn so wɔn nye na kɔpem so wɔn bɛyɛ yɛkyɛ mo ne wɔn engage am wɔn wɔn haw paa ana bɛbɛ ka sɛ wekura de sɛ nka nye engagement but out of your own you mo ne wɔn engage
yo me ne akwanyi me ne wɔn ahyia wɔn dodoɔ na wɔn pɛ saa tebea no me ne wɔn ahyia ɛne wɔn akasa pɛ bebree akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ baabi a ɔmo pɛ no ɛbɛha yɛn ɛbɛma mframa a ɔmo bɛbɔ tokuro wɔ hɔ a mframa a ɛsɛ hia de kɔ underground na yɛde kɔkɔyɛ adwuma no ɛma nipa nya bi home wɔ aseɛ hɔ no ɛbɛha no nti baabi ɔmo ba bɛyɛ adwuma no yɛntumi ɛmfa saa bea no ɛmma ɔmo yɛne ɔmo akasa mprɛ num anaasɛ mprɛ nan a adansefoɔ nyinaa wɔ hɔ minerals commission mpanyinfoɔ nyinaa ɛyɛ agye danseɛ sɛ yɛne ɔmo adi saa nkɔmmɔ no na mmom tintintin bi yɛ aba mu ɛna amanfoɔ bi soso pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ ma ɔmo partyfoɔ no bi hu sɛ ɔmo mom ɛna ɔmo ani yɛ den a ɔmo bɛtumi de sɛbi takasi ayɛ adeɛ bi ɛno nti ɛna ɛma ɔmo tu saa namɔ no
ɔbɛni wɔyi a wɔn ba bɛyɛ sɛ yie beyond nkɔmɔ a yɛdi na nɔpɛ yi anamɔ bɛn na company no so bɛtuo
yo nyapanyin yɛne ɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ sɛ yɛne municipal security council a ɛfa polisifoɔ fire service for MCE for Nananum Amowo Bokoso Prisia municipal area. Yenina Ebeshia or Honum. Na ya church mu kwan dikodensi a yentini fasa atebia na baby krono emfa bom na yenhwe kwan e befo so a so baby krampa e ben chen ho a ombeye adwuma na ensei yesu underground no na ebetini ahwani e dia mama ebesi a na esu ehu na so ye de sa baby krono ho ne mama enhwe ben ene ni omo beko na afi omo susu e ma me fe adwuma no sa meeting no ya hwehwe no na uchi twem no say yebehia nyame boa ekena ewo Prisia Valley Municipal Assembly na yeni omu nyina ne mpanyimfo nyina no aya no baabae na biye atweye yeni anu nyina omu nim say sa na montrowe ebekoso nyame boa ekena
ene na kyerese yen hwede ebekoso wo kyena no na bibini a yebeto nsaso afrom ti ne kwakwa a wo ka kyere woni a ye kyere bi okwa na obi okwa na on hyede nim eno anse ye frɛ ne sɛ bra ene obaaye sɛ na ka kyere wo mu
yo mede sa kwan so ebe ka akyere ye nuanom a omo mpatam ha bogo so ne Prisia mpatam ha amanfo binum epese omode omo etu anamo a ede ntinsanso bone ebebre adwuman se bogo so Prisia mpatam ha no adwuma we eye adwuma ehia pa ewo mpatam ha na ehia magana aban na adwuma no ye adwuma ehia se ye di investment ni investors akese baba besom na ye di aye adwuma na saa dede we koso da bia na twema no ntwe we koso da bia enkyere enkambo mu a sabi ye ne mpatam ha fortie na omonhwe na akomanto ye na ye nyina ye ntena se ye ni komo so de be ya investors na ye pe anase investment na ye pe se ye de baba she mine no hon be kojo na saa dede no wo hoda bia investment no entini ma ema me she mine no na nipa dodo na so ntini nye adwuma nye na oman no ene bogo so Prisia empatam no entini ntumpon if you say mine ne tumpon a enhwehwe papi ene ye wo se bebo mu wo nwomasia mu bebo mu wo infrastructure mapuntu sem ye besa ban asene na ye nyema akese a ebetini aboa sabi ukwa abroche a mining and amutimi bia develop baby omu adwuma abrofo ba be so mining 1920 over enfie wahani so ba bogo so Prisia potom ha enkyere baby a sabi ye isika kokko enunti na aban ahwe se onfa ade ne ma abroni bio no de be ma Ghana ni na sika no efri adwumako no mu ba etima tena Ghana ha na etima ma oman no so tumpon eno sa abota enunti na aban ene adwuma no kro no rua no ababa be so ma yeye nti ye be sre se ma yenye ade anaye ma obi ense ekutupa ne yenye ade a ebetia oman no anase ebetia mpatem ha nyina yen kambom ne yenye adwuma no ewo mra edimpuntu beba so aka sai anye afutue na mde be ma yenia no
Mira meda osia no pai se waje bere na ne atwetwe nkomo
yo etimeda aspa so wa friend na mama me kwan na metima chekire
yes said as papa ya ne di nkomo yi eye Owura Patrick Mensa we managing director Emma Prisia Bogoso Goldfields and I say Heath Goldfields Mining Limited. Yene no atwetwe enkomo afansem bi ehun hian. Okay 101.7 so any nana ye kono sane ye wo papa na wose mu obi anwen kana ma bi mu.
Ai.
Nana sa oba bolga. Obi onim bolga bia no memete Bolga market opposite one. Aha. Me pa cho obi a onim bolga dwom bia no. Man tuntum SD ni bi no Elder Mensa. Oye store no ofa na ye store ho no.
Ewo bolga.
Na yete lawyer abanga fie na chi. Lawyer abanga. Ya mo kana banga. Abanga. Na wonim se oba ba bi se bolga. Eyi boarding Krama boarding sin aponche. Oh yeah, ne boarding.
How?
How?
And why?
Anna say ye chichiri awaria and I say ye ji awaria. Enema ye de kan ya na krama ka ho. Yeah. Anna no ne. Yo baby anyame abo obi aduru no. Eho on the peculiar enamo a omowie. Hinam ko hu ye me country no. Na na wo kwa wo man is a point and kill no. E bi ye awowo.
Hey.
Oh. Wo one so different types.
Omu
ye live nti omo ba no omo kire se we ya na omo de ade ayi no na ken etwitwa ne omo awa ni mu no omo yi no ebro no ewo mu na firim na omo eti big countries ni me kai countries ni konye ba ko no makọ be more than 15 na omo ewie omo wie
na we nya Jerry.
Me Jerry. Na asem no kan we. MCS no kan wo ayu. So I'm say northern region Bolga area ho. Now say asem ya wo kan kama inti. Wa na su. No esu mo bonu say. Na who say the Democrats they want to capture Nehemiah na efe. Man receives beatings
for campaigning against the eating of dog and cat meat. Nana Krata. Oh, Nana. No, that's what they.
Nana, they.
Anya Jerry.
One why they?
Nana. There be no better. Basakatia and Kramai and Namria. Nana 2 year press conference was in na media for the befa.
No, with him, almost year outreach.
And a northern region.
There were northern region who is a half one day and Kramufo Oba Tamalin in the Potama. Bauko Bolega near Adia, a more cabo more. Cabo, ne. Kofa honorable Clement Dr. Clementa Park munyina
no na be ya yebu say a kramaya na ni nso ade na nya bolega dwom no enti Jerry ante
so on wanya kramai ade we kramai
no nginya kramai tam na okokan wo yi
na ekonu su din de the Institute of Community
Sustainability
ICS
Nana no for and no could know your campaign.
Now, Ute
has
temporarily paused its nationwide tour against the eating of dogs and cats. If you go for big gun and lie, brutal.
Cat, dear, no.
Nansen
Crummy wound and crown.
I can't anyway, John. Kobusedo Nebusa, Fitani, what they say? Crookaway Dixon.
Oh, my, your moon,
Papa, no, Papa, no. And Yamwana Papa, no. Oh, my, you,
and you not me who are more around.
I mean, the Yakwan or Barton be no Moreno. You know, war, was it?
Pim for an about time.
Uncle, no, I prim for.
Nana. No, soon, none would do, Papa.
Ay, in Menina. Ama, you are not a dog to girl photo. Abba Santo have begins you here.
I got that.
A come.
And your general report of Muno. As very late at in Crano. Ah, no, campaign. We are not Northern region.
Nano, me nam London, Nansen, me who me train and almost the abo, a coop's almost campaign against the eating of pigs.
Prego.
Aye.
Hey,
Nancy, dear Mocher.
Na zankro for nti number no omo we.
Yo aso omo nwi bibia.
Ah, da bi no omo nwi bibia nti obi obi nso nwi bibia. It is you no. Say wo nwi nti obi nso so nwi.
Aye.
Oh, can you imagine? Anti nana, kwantwa na pe na o so no kon.
Eti say wo ba ka kire Chairman Jerry say nka on to aso.
Oh, nana, yesi futu di ensakra ni pa je nsore. Di atu no, so no abeto aso an sempa. Said oda jam no nim say de sisi ne fa.
Na me how sensitization program no be koso na bia. I'm here to tell you that eating of dogs it's not good for your health. Dog is a pet.
Bole gajum.
Na ba ko bi. Sam de o kana twi na yante. What madam?
Bole gajum.
Madam fu be for what else who bora mama papa. Me bora manu. Nana, why we ayida? Ejama namda.
Dabio.
Meso sa me nyese me chiri. Bye. Unim say ade bi a wa meto no ma me kwansem
uchi. That's right.
Sa na ya na ebu be no.
But omo ma wi bi da say edo. Nana mi adanko na ma wi bi da adanko.
Oh, adanko die.
Hey,
adanko die.
Na adanko ki babu no wa wi bi da.
Eyi
Benitos.
Asa na efro eyi aha.
Eyi Kanesi yai.
Kanesi.
Benitos.
Wa sane da ho no.
Nana.
Abo.
Benitos. Ja.
Wede.
Adanko ki babu no they don't go there.
Eya oto anu aba esoro ha beto banku.
Sawo.
Ani meku.
Esoro fasa wadaro.
Ubeba Swan Lake side on.
Nana, say me banku kura mesoro di o.
Ade.
Last video bi a wo de ba ye say.
Ya AI nko a.
AI o.
Ai. Hwe, papa bi ba eyi crow from SD. Now say ye temperance say no Tuesdays. Bi a church enuane die ne niema ahodo a. Na da no na ye nam enam aye wie. Ene wo mu chechire mu ana. Wo mu kan ya ma ne besi se. Oh, emu bi o nyame se me yanwi. Bobo. Papa nso afeni no aba asorefo wabo asu fufuro. Ho anu watam ne himbook ne Bible wa pie ko. Ene mo friends oh wopani wadaroma ye ayi ne enche service ne bepon. Ya cancer service me pon no se anya service ne bepon na me ko. Ba me ba ye mo a me pa mi wie nyina mo se me yanwi. Se man sori ankwa mo baka sa ponche kro pe ma me yanwi.
Enjo mbe so beti kra.
O pe so beti kra.
Wono apon ho ko.
Ah woko. Woko. Nana hwe. Me emoa be me ba advocate se mo kan krofo me anwie. Enso o mo kum me awie. O mo ye de enu ye busuafo no. Chimpanzee ade ekwo gorilla no ne ade nyina no. Enti ebebi wo ho. Sa wo hwe o we fo nsa.
No ahwe wo de.
Wo za bomofo no tuom tuku om nyina. No am ku om a, no am aho. No am atwitwa ne nsa ne ne tiri nyina afiri so. Aha, enti ebi na ye impunam no.
Impunam no.
Ai.
Bebre ya adwe.
Bebre. Basically.
Ene chimpanzee ni gorilla.
Ai. Ena oba uramunam adwasu a kumase. Sa nam no omo ya no matwitwa ne nyina afra. Nti omo ya am se sanka. To word ni dinda. Ai bia.
Den krofo wi niema o.
Krofo wi niema.
Nede.
Sankano.
Aye.
And Sankana ede. I me mama kokuma ede. Nana yenko te wakata.
Boy. Na ba kwa me dey all daily guide Democrat and na nei ansa na me ba tinti man pani dey say woni lawyer godu na doji temakula bon nkomo awie ayi lenkwan wan foi
ayi my yi number na yen friend Donald Trump sisi a why
oh na ndam say yesi dey ofra ekono wo yi chip na free phone mo wo se nkrofo ha no dodo wo jeti no dodo am say ba kuna they were using the agent wife and the security coordinator no kwa nanim na 90 Lincoln foi na da man pedi John Dramani Mahama nya bia no award na mode ma no na be me na bu ma no ana sesen anse we nya ntidi yan na wono mo ma na award won tini baby mo ma na award no won tini baby a wo bu ni man Samu na dwene wo LGBTQ nti mo fa ma na munyai na munim dia wanya bebre kura wo ho na nsenya na wakọ eyi kura wo ma ni bi Korea yi
Korea kwa ma ni
na no ma ni bi ada mo dia no da bu de me pese ma ka bibia se wan LGBT onka Monfuma ward. Wanka Monfuma ward. Adiyan. Na kata fe to su du ba ko delegate Democrat nana. Ayaju ewaju na na atwere no se. Police kwabata wa santimantemu etu anamon bi. Na anamon no eye soup ya wo mu ye bi. Enom ko ye bu wo abuabu post office. Abuabu pelele. Ena asemase. Na no amko ya geto ne manchwa ni tokrom no a gas na je se bi eye nurubone ho niam no ehwo na wo mko ye na no amko ko geto ni wie ya boys no ba ko 10 na police achi wo mo se
sa
ejo
yare wa se ha no kora no wi besi ho no ni pase ne no
na se we no mko to mo no
na no utisa no abu munta kakan se nipa ni bi wa they were disqualified because they were wo mo hye na boys is we dwa
o meja na boys is here o be down
dabi ni mpasua so odie unim se ono no ababi abo nyina ye ono abo mpasua so aha egofo hye wo ayi akwatia line ho omo hye sawaba omo hye asokoma mpon hye adukrom hye nana mekwaba
mate
okay 101.7 sunie Owura Farouk Al-Wahab aye international diplomatic consultant yana no entwetwe enkomo Anga Farouk assalamu alaikum
alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh
bombo ko de
inshallah bibi aboko kwa mo line wo form kakra
pacho eye
man ma so kakra
ebeba mpacho ebeba why
okay I'll struggle it but it's okay
Openi America Israel wamuni Iran diabo ani so far baby ayaba beduro nie abedru baby kra Trump se was suspended you know bombing ni niamaniema throwing of missiles no for 5 days to allow say nkitaundie be koso Iran for aba bontin say nkitaundie bia wamuni obi ani nkitaundie bia anti Trump boa de akoi any baby ayaba bedro Strait of Hormuz eno yatomu na America force wo musu small troops am wo ma ba na wo ma bebie atom ama fa wo tumi afa ho baby ayaba bedro yi say na enema ni sotie
insha any achieve I think say maybe I want to say America and Israel, even though they know the energy, the strength, or the capability of Iran, but to some extent, in Kwame, Oma underestimate you. To some extent, Oma underestimate you. Oma underrate you. Say, now they have thought or the impression created say a walkover fight, but they also knew very well say spiritedly, no American had been, as I mentioned on your program the other time, say, well, now on the year Iranians were the strongest American allies, not even the Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, though, of course, since 1946, almost signed oil pact. Almost 60% of oil be assigned to American forges. Almost account to. Saudi government does not know how much. I know now, Sobeka Munia journalist Khashoggi, Eko can say, from 1946, oil at Saudi Arabia, they are American. Sis Canada American Bank. Some chase Canada Africa, 1.3 billion, and could be a multi-billionaire. And no, the same Trump regime, which of course he was the president, and Khashoggi in Turkey, broad daylight on an Iraq embassy, Omoko, a butcher, a massacre in the body, Israeli Mossad in the body in the head in every chrome of the core, because now or trigger American sensitive information with Saudi. Now, Iran, Makan O program say, ono Israel for Nankasa no Mossad for Israeli Defense Force, Israeli Air Force. Omni Iran Kambuma, Omni Saddam Ekonye at the time that was Sarik nuclear facility no Omko. And to Omni very well said, these are people they are very an ancient and old regime bia and Nipebia. They are very spirited. Patience in Ankas and they don't give up. Afghanistan in the America went to win the fight over Afghanistan. When man win a lot of fight against Kurdistan. And he said, na omu komuno. If one would not say a business related, and of course it's very clear that the mission and the visions of the core part of it was just to show machoism, or to show American show of force, the presence, Israel for Yakan, will be yes, Israel misleaded Trump. But when misleaded Trump, it was Trump's own intention and plan, Nelson wants to make sure, American businesses, companies, weapons, arms, ammunition, jets, helicopters, USF, America, called Navy BBI altogether. That individual companies, no many go watch to buy them a big go no more pop. In case of chase and your minimum. But Kwame, where we are now, Iran followed strategy in say, and across America through informal corridors. The informal corridors in Kwame said, Ghana, near the hour having and now a friend of the government or work on the corridor of NDC government, for instance. Now, Obinimi be dealing. I'm not dealing on behalf of His Excellency John Mahama, neither his government. I may be a sympathizer, I may be a friend of the government. In the American who will be Kasa, it doesn't represent the interest the Islamic Revolution Guard call. So Iranians came straight away to say Sanyanukwe. But let me say there's a missing link. There's a president of the Republic of Iran as we speak. None of these details and discussions, none of this fight. He is not making any statement, neither have the Americans said. How can you leave the president of the country? You are only speaking about the supreme leader. The supreme leader is gone. The new one, it is true. Mutsaba, Wayari, and Asuwepra. They know. Instead, then I'm the president of the Republic of Iran, Islamic Republic, and Kasa. No discussions. And yet, he is the administrator and day-to-day running of the government is the president. Other than the American phone can say, Yempano. Other than the Roman can say, Yempano. And yet the story of the same Plavi, Diana Omiena, Multegak, Omde Edikutuno. And the strategy in say, Iran for one person did America. Not up to the stand say, almost they want the open confrontation on ground troop.
because Kwame won't mean sustain area bombardment for 1 month too. A can won't mean interceptors and incorporated to my there is interceptors around the whole Persian Gulf, around the whole Arabian Peninsula, and for that matter, frontline states in America forward. I didn't know still line Iranians into me penetrating. I didn't know Iranians in land or Tel Aviv. So now they are landing. But of course, news item be a Kwame already in the Iran for TB and Kawokan Wasem. They have suppressed the traditional loud media outlets of the world, i.e. Fox, i.e. NSBC, i.e. CNN, i.e. Qatar 4D, their friends Al Jazeera and BBC. Obintie China news, Obintie Russian news, and Obintie Iranian news. It is what they are telling us is what we hear. But then on the ground, the world is aware. American generals out here, about 35 to 50 American former generals who are very versatile and well endowed in war. Omar Teste, Omar Ko Iraq, Omar Ko Afghanistan. They are telling the American government their experience in those countries to fight in that territories and the character of the Arabian spirit and their character of fighting. Omar warning said this is not a fighter. Iran Foni said the Aka Strait of Hormuz we are not opening. Omar set detonators. But Mumu say detonators no. And you for the world best detonators. Any landmines in there's no country in the world more than Norway. Norwegian technology. And Uncle Fudi over there. Omar Tomatiaka. Norway for imagine from him. Omar Crusu. Fly a Ibia, the vessel be a Babahubiano. Sanya vessel controlled by them. It is on fire. How are they going to block it? The heat, Abewiase, the heat said, McCain said, Wall Street, I want a Trump on our you. Wall Street, I want a business in the Kosovo. Wall Street, I want an oil in the Buedin. They are sitting in America. They are happy with it. Me know me a nuclear, but they don't care because they are making money out of the Wall Street, out of this war. Iran for say, we are not opening today, we are not opening tomorrow. American force the Marine. Kwame Yen shared the track record of the United States Army. Grand fight be a Omako with their Marines, with the Army marching on the ground fighting. They are not communal fighters. They can't fight. Or call Basra in Iraq. Senya UK for British Royal Army. They couldn't. Kwame, Omukwaha, Faradid, who they are very good in history. Okay, Somalia, Faradid.
Yeah.
They couldn't fight them. They were Ghanaian. Faradid, they ran away under George Bush Sr. Omantimi, they ran away. Osha woman in Vietnam, they couldn't win on the ground floor, on the ground fight.
Sure.
Iran for it, dia woman ya say. What's it?
They say Vietnam won the US in Tam Casio.
My patch what you say. I mean, this American strategically, only the office say, what me an area show now. No, we kill you are. Let us will defeat you. But this is the case, sir. Oma who say, in fact, they are not the baby Oma bomb say military arsenals, military kasane, as the Germans will call it, basis nina. Dudwana ne dummy. Iran for Dudwana a dummy. Because what bombarded the area say what the Navy, the Navy nano, what ground na. Where do they and how are they able to launch the missiles? How are they able to shoot out the missiles, the ballistics, still like a fly, a flow? The drones is still in the air. Oh, hit it in less than a minute, no other Arabian country on the belt. No, I call hit it. Oh, hit it within a short minute, now acquire you. Share, sir, a Riga Garcia. American for base, a war, sir, a friend said, Indian Ocean more, a Madagascar, a more. She said, Iranians 4,000 kilometers. Iran for it to draw. So they are a little bit skeptical about what they have and where they fly those weapons or where they fly those missiles from. And it's a complexity of a war. Iranians and people drag America into the grand fight. Now, where would they go? they can enter the ground on the land border only from the northern part, that is the Iraq side. But the Iraq side, the Iranian Kurdistan, so you must even finish them. Fight with the Iranian Kurdistan, only a hard check Tehran. As our cross over. Now, one cross was out to come nearby because the ballistic me do or one crew with him how to engage and how to measure. And to remember that was to say, most is free, pains guamu, most is free, armor casting, most is free, armor vehicles. You don't know where the Iranians are looking at you. And they don't want to be caught like the zombies. So you want to go and scale a fight. And you and I know, say, Israeli fighters, IDF, ni aminisa, they can't go. Oh no, any terrorists and yes, because omni armless, omni too much weaponized. And this one Hamas crack and war suffer our ground say ya. One Hezbollah, a fight, one Al Qaeda, a fight on the ground, one ISIS, a fight or struggle. The woman knows. And to make my area show sustainability, sustained in the air for 3 weeks for 1 month, Kwame is a big cost to US. So now the Strait of Hormuz, you have to now go on the ground. And the Strait of Hormuz, Kwame, and your land, a sea, yes, on the sea. So the Navy, are you going to interface at the way in Sukwakusi, the USS Cool, and the destroyer, with the Kwakusi, no matter TNC, no matter TNC, they can't stand, they can't sit, they can't be in the water, they can only be on vessels to shoot and dive. How long would that fight be? Because you know, when you hotel and it's a heavy angle. They will not allow you entry from the Oman. Neither would they allow them also to enter from the Qatarian belt of the peninsula. And to the angle now, Omubefadia Roman, so also free Iraq, top and the Abadia. Now you have to fight over a month to get to Tehran.
Submarines and far Emma.
Peninsula, no, Persian Gulf, no, they have to cross. But Americans are very cautious. Omu destroyers, any Omu launchers, any USS Cole, GR Ford near Dadon, any reservists. That vessels, on Fana Mekati across from Qatar and I say Kuwait, the Biwa. Now just a run for better because what you land Kuwait, Walandi Ho, Walandi UAE, Dubai Airport, Walandi, back to back, Walandi, and Walandi, Qatar. And this is a quack of a vessel. Now they are cutting through, which is about 400 and something, less than 400 nautical miles. Once now, Mount Family room, you cannot, about 100 and something 30 nautical miles. Until Mama cross. And that's how we go through the edge. We go through the edge now. So we go south. Or go south. Yemen has also problem. And also Oman no so na no wakwa the Mediterranean side of the Persian Peninsula afi no oba friends you no so aba ansa no aba be dura Hormuz no friends Hormuz through Oman. So the grand fight you have to enter from Oman on the sea. Is it an easy fight? The Omanians Oman is skeptical, so watch here side the whole Lankasan Oman Lankasan Persia for them to ni bimko to because almost citizens, and you are for Houthis in the don't know if you hop into a mouse. Watch here, they are very silent. Very silent. But Bahrain, yes, they are doing it. Kuwait, they are doing it. Emirates, they are doing it. Saudi, or Omachi or Bet Neki, Utimidu. And it's a Saudians, I say, so bad, America for no na Kuwaiti, on any army, only 2,000. Bahrain, army, only 5,000. Qatar, on one Kasan army in the whole country, only 2,003. Oma Kanina, you're from the Askaria, also just Indians, Pakistanians, Oma Faumo, non citizens, Oma show military uniform, won't even find them call. Until region Horno, Akrano. And if an America be mobilized troops the Arabian soil fight, unless we release marine. And the marine so baby I also ukwa then ukwa diffuse ukwa empty ukwa clear paths no and yet land a sea. And it's also be called land now kokwa. Now are you fighting to go to Tehran to take out the government? Because why area control media, area bombardment in India, so don't mean to government in India. So what next? After you march on the street to go and fight. Do you think Iranians, the Persians and their history will sit down? So American for me room from your friends Iraq side. No more fighting far down. And now Omumra, Bahrain, no more Jayusino, no more cross Mame fighting. I mean, the worst fight is yet to come. Having failed the diplomatic angle of solving this problem, no. Now Iranians, so now you imagine say, we are down, like Nigerians, whoever is down is not afraid to fall. They are not. They are very unshaking. It's a serious case, and if you see the world, and then economically, stress on his excellency, unfortunately, the president of the United States, why stress? And within the fight, the world is embracing a hard economic issue that is yet to rock, and that comes back to a nation like ours. And then plan. What is our plan B? If we could not have plan for COVID, which is medicinal, which is medical, the whole world was involved. This is a fighter. It's affecting economies of the world because of oil and gas shortage. What are we going to do?
Uncle Farouk, Matissa, they say Trump say, one also bomb so bet me secure the Strait of Hormuz.
Yes.
I don't know how feasible it is.
Visible, share the NATO and the European allies joins the fight, and all of them are very cautious because the NATO, they followed America over fight NATO did not initiate. Which one of them? Iraq. Americans went in, British supported, but when it became very hard for them, then America invoked the world, either you are with us or not. That was George Bush Jr. And it forced the allies of the NATO to join because at that time, now America is the biggest sponsor of NATO. But as we speak, President Trump did not measure. So I would draw American facility, American funds. We are aware the bigger chunk are called NATO sponsorship. President Trump was training them. So all the NATO members are independent nations having one union called European Union. Who are the countries that only America will use to? Spain, only American co-fighter or two or to be. Italy, only American co-fighter or to be. The Italy film, the Spain film. The other Balkan states, they don't have that stronger a year. Well, now, Obediachi. The next country, Obediachi, so Bakumbino, UK. Anything up Trump, the pressure to British was they should support America to clear. The British are very cautious at this time. Say, no, that costed the politics and then the popularity of Tony Blair, one of the finest UK prime ministers, went or withdraw because of the mistake I would do George Bush. No British premier at this point. British Royal Army, and for that matter, His Excellency, the head of state of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, Prince Charles, or His Excellency Majesty Charles, on sanctioned that fight in himself with experience, British Royal Army, ENCO Committee. So therefore, when NATO members, because NATO members
on social media say a devastating effect on Israel. Say what must say Niama or Iran for not saying Niama or sanity and I say when the AIB.
Well, part of them, of course, there's a media war. The same thing said the Israel for the project. Why would you believe anything America and Israel puts out there? Say the empire hit it, destroyed. It's a media war. When there's war, Kwame, there is media war. We have been involved in several missions. This were the issue. The media war is there, and the physical war is there. And if the world should believe what the Israelis are telling us, on the Americans, yeah, they are quite hitting it. Why do they also turn around and say the Israel for the end there is no how? It is not true. Yet America and Israel is aware that they have done the media censorship. Our Tel Aviv, our Hebron, our Elat, our Babia Salam. Won't mean open because Israel is so sophisticated. When you shoot out those videos, it will not go. the system will crash it off. So they are not. Yes, of course. What do you phone cry video? You can't send it. It will not go. They blast it off. Trust Israel for that. Trust Mossad. Trust Israeli army. The army they are the best in telecommunications. More than iPhone, more than Nokia, more than your friends say Huawei. They are the top in the world when it comes to telecommunications. Israeli army. And they know how to secure, and then they know how to avert information being sent out from Israel. But they don't want social media. Yes, of course, some are AI, of course. The same thing, some of the things are American Israel, some are AI as well. But then the genuinely, a lot of them are also a factual. And I say it is a fact. And if that is the way, Israelis have never defended, and I say, them say, Iran for missiles in Nuho. They have never disputed that. They have never. They themselves, Mossad or Israel, when they are fighting, they themselves, the government doesn't talk much. They only talk of action, what they are doing. They don't talk much. And the media wanted their other bloggers yebi, world media yebi, fighting with both sides. But the reality is that Iranians, Kwame, as you can, Tariq Aziz, Saddam Hussein, we are pounding them like this. That is why Swasha, Ahokika Day 1, Ahokika Day 2, Ahokika Day 3. They are now looking for how the government is still, and who is coordinating, because the supreme leader was the first target that if he's off there, the government is not. And all the leaders around the first, second level of the assembly, but who is not instructing? Who is not issuing? Who is not issuing command? And the thinking say, there's a best so. The government is still intact and they are still able to coordinate. Meaning, say, somebody nowhere, underground somewhere, nowhere than Iran, nowhere than Tehran, nowhere than Qom, are almost coordinating the government and operations of the fight. So it means, say, American knows say no. At this time, at this point, with this sustainable bombardment, ballistic air, Iran for now, you imagine say, you kill, build, break down our schools, break down our bridges, break down our military perceived camps. A lot of them in Oman will say decoy camps. And now the real show, you have to be on the ground. What is the size of the American-Israeli army on the ground? And if you send your troops on the ground, Kwame, in war, it restricts your bombardment activity. Because you have to advance to bombard before they come. But then what about there's a mistake? Let's all drop on them. Because bomb also sometimes hasn't got an eye. And then I'm super cautious. That the area of bombardment, the Iranians in KG, then you will find it difficult to bomb because your people would also be perished. And that is why they set the trap for them. They do a V shape and then they allow the Americans to come through the V and enter, normal cross from left, right. Then they face you in front. Where would you go? And yet, easy to President Trump, on one kofa, and I think we've been following on one general Sanakabi. And on my and said, Buddy, I mistake a crap. But you know America, no retreat, no surrender. So they have to claim the defeat at all costs. But then claiming that defeat or just making sure that they win this war, it comes with a lot of forbearances. It comes a lot of cost. And that cost comes a burden of the world. But the reality is that Europeans call the major number of the NATO are the European member countries. They are not. They are very adamant. Finland also on call. Norway on call. All the Nordic on call. Denmark on tutu a Red Cross flag, Red Cross nation. Belgium Kwakawa went to mean tutu. Holland by Red Cross on tutu or humanitarian. Switzerland or humanitarian. Austria Ade Akye Abia humanitarian on to mean tutu. Canada on Pekras or better Santokwa we ask them. And within humanitarian crackle. And to look at the macho, the bigger countries. Italy cannot. Spain cannot. These are the only two. German, you and I know of Second World War. German army does not go anywhere to fight, even when they are under attack. They are only what? A Red Cross, as far as the UN conventions are concerned. They don't fight. They go humanitarian. And army ben pa nomdo mekahwa omdo mkowa kokonsan tokan. They had that leeway over Afghanistan. Taliban SRB defeat you. Terrorist group would defeat you. So we claim here. They were overthrown by Bush. Fight them to Palestine, to Pakistan. They came to fight the American troops back until say Obama be you because they realized. And even with that, the whole NATO went. They couldn't defeat them. How much more Iran that has a bigger army than the entire NATO force? How would they do that? How would they do that? How would they follow America that they in NATO, the same NATO members in countries say, let's use diplomatic corridors to solve the issues now. Oman Purim said, we've taken what? Unilateral decision in the self-interest of Israel, state of Israel, in the self-interest of the United States and the citizens. How do you get on the ground there now say, now you want a multilateral force to come and fight with you, but you didn't go with multilateral force when you were going to bombard. I mean, it's a very bad political decision that His Excellency President Trump is taking. And when you take bad political decisions, it affects nations. And that is where we find ourselves in. And yet, easy fighter, American be fun easy. Iran want to display and show the world. But then, Kwame, the fears, again, is that if United States and Israel are not able to defeat Iran, this time that they've taunted and made the whole world believe that there's a mission of conquer, epic fury. If they are not able to defend the Iranians now, then the Persian Empire, I'm suspecting, that the Iranians will rise. This time, no, they will push over on the countries of the Mediterranean Sea. Which ones are them? The best, Bahrain, Omicron from Kofoni in Hasu. I think that could be their game plan, and that would be a very great big deal. The American went to man winning and flat Iran. And we went that fight now. Kwame, it will be an easy solution. Current.
Hello. Mese Saudis no. Ebese ntokwana to aso no na.
What's it then?
Enu ti dia o kan ti na Saudis ne pese ntokwana to aso no na.
Yes. That is what the Persian Iranians and person Tokwano Ekoso. They want to almost say they are stimulating the conversation of dominance and the conversation of telling the world say we are not weak. So if the Arabian countries now, America for all the bases, if they are not able to succeed and win this fight, Iran will now detect and determine and detect the pace. So we don't even want you in the region. And already that is what they've started propagating. That they don't want any American base or region anymore. How would they do that? Unless they say they fight. And it's one man take a fight into their door and conquer them. Now if they are out of the bag, they are more. And I've told you and I mentioned, said, we say Iranian vessel. It takes Iran not more than 2 months to build a commercial vessel of 30,000 or 30 tonnage of oil. World military, go and check. Only North Korea, almost building vessels will be on a daily basis. Drones, they are the leaders of the world of building drones every 1 week. Almost building thousands of drones. So once even the fight is ongoing, one would have expected, because Russia would throw 130 drones at a time to Tel Aviv. Now Israeli interceptors, because monitors were drawn to attract the interceptor. But the real drone now, the bears say, no, they are far underground. Now hit it. Now musum nam yum namu detonity the drones. And to woman there, it's a very stubborn. Woman are very stubborn. They are like the Chinese. They've gone through hardship before, and of course in the hands of their own old friends, Americans. And to woman prepare now. They were waiting, but however, they've called the Arab neighbors their brothers. They've called them our neighbors. They've lived side by side with them in peace. They know, sir, say near their 2 team, say Iranians, this, they're building this. But the Arabians were not afraid because they knew the Iranians were not going to do anything to them. But as it stands now, no, so America, when they are, Iran is running, they are going to run at them and chase them to the Gulf. Where and how? What situation do you put Emirates? I was spending about 42 years and they are building a country from desert scratch and they are building what is called the world model business center or business hub called Dubai. How do you bring them to this far? How do you bring Abu Dhabi? How do you bring Sharjah? How do you bring Bahrain? How do you bring all these kingdoms? How do you bring them to this far? It is a very serious, Kwame, serious issue. And see, Kwame, Yenya and Pese and Tokwano BC, mashallah, your boy Yamen is on Juano. But however, sometimes, meet you, Kwame.
Mr. Medasa no pay Wadaruma.
Yamenka, Kwame.
Me paper be set, almost you, one more quaquaquishia, now one more green, assumbie, and one sem. Aha. And Pakistan, yes, Pakistan, Kwana, a host to us. I don't know, I won't come out to say.
Kwame, don't forget something. Pakistanians, don't forget the part of Pakistan, they are also Persians. Pakistanians, Ankasano, Onsu, only India on the fight the whole. Pakistan now, as we speak, also in Afghanistan to Kwaho. Kwame na wa busa say, Obia, one in the Jaya Waye. Then send the Panasu Kusi Ubin in the Intemas. Kwame, possible. Kwame.
Tio, Mitiopa.
Which is the Michel? Pakistan now, Ankasa one issue. Yes, they are looking for mediators. Iran war with Israel and Americans. The mediators were these frontline Arabs. Now they are all caged in, bundled as one Israel, one America, the whole Gulf. And the only ally, when from German, Iranians will not come. They are not stupid. They wouldn't come. Who from UK because they tried it. Americans now are makwine. Germany who's too. Switzerland can own who's too. Norway own who's too. And the UN are weak. They don't respect UN. No country and now respect the UN. And the other than Pakistan, third world, another country, and they call for what? A ceasefire. Or America for the Rubio Nelco. And also Trump Nelco. The Iranians and one Baba. You think they are stupid? What happened to Ismail Haniyeh? It was the same thing that Iran moderated. Iran decided, say, Yabema peace, Palestine, Haniyeh, only Israel and transit. So while they were hosting him in Tehran, waiting to go to Qatar for them to resolve the issue, a day before the summit, and Israelis Kuku Ismail Haniyeh. What about the issue with Hezbollah and Nasarawa? It's the same thing 2 days before the summit, and Umkukuno, Ekum, Sinwa, Ekum Omomakan Hunina. So now, Americans looking for a way, however, to see who is now the Iranian mediator. Arachi, our foreign minister, he's still talking. Wambutieno, back to back. Why are the Americans not chasing Arachi? Why are the Israelis not chasing Arachi? What about Petroscan? The president is there. Why are they not chasing him? Why are they not talking about the president? Are they not? They say they are not comfortable with Mujtaba, but they are comfortable with Petroscan. Is that the case? So who is going to go to Pakistan? It's not dummy. They are not going to do it on social media. Call it, you have read, is a Zoom. Human being has to be there. International crisis solutions is done on the table called the team solutions. You must have a handshake. Who is now going to have a handshake with the American what? Diplomats? They will not go. Pakistan will mediate. But we are talking about the architects who come on the discussion table, to come on the negotiation table. Who are the Iranians coming? They will not come. And if they will send anybody, they will send people who are not decision makers. Because they are not foolish to know, said, Oba, that's what flying out of the Pakistani territory to the Iranian side, they could be intercepted in the air. They are very, very much aware. Kwame Nkrumah, the story of South Sudan and then Sudan. Bashar, over kind of story now. And where South Sudan, an agency or independent, all their moderators that have gone to your friends in Kenya, Omo Babak, Oma Bashar Ekumomina. Okumomo at that time. What about the issue of what triggered the war of Rwanda, Burundi, and then the Rwanda genocide? And then the Kagame. Was that not the same thing? They went to AOU, African Union Summit in Ethiopia. On the way back, while the two Habiana, the two presidents, and Burundi president, two of them using one aircraft to drop in Rwanda and then go to Burundi and drop at them. That is when the Ifono, Omukumo Tusifono, rebels Nikumomo. Again, what it is, or what became the famous genocide of Rwanda. So the world is not short of second of news. Aristide of Haiti, they know all these things. Says a joint negotiation time, they will use what is called diplomatic consultants, missionaire, for them to drive home of negotiations. Come. Nyansha Muhammadun Baba. Now, Kwame, you will come here. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Omufre Asimi Goita. That is Pediasi Declaration 1, Declaration 2, telling Mali government, say, military training for government in a man back to civilian, Alpha. Obaka issue, no. Pediasi Lodge. Oma Asimi Goita do mbae. I mean, be an army captain, a sergeant, the highest one of our captain. How does a captain come and interface and sit down with Nana Dankwa? Only locus, so bet my take a decision, Mali. Oh, my ECOWAS, ACI, I have read is a Tinubu declaration say a quack take you. Declaration say ECOWAS, ECO, Niger, Ako Fatia, I shut it down, say it's not possible. They are lying, they can't do it. Omufre, Niger, Siani, the coup plotters and so Mumrano. Tinubu Kobi, His Excellency Nado, Alassane Ouattara, all the big ways. I have read is a Yadema for Ekobi, Patrice Talon Ekoy, Omina Koy. One woman Siani Dombae. They were revolution guards. How do you negotiate with them? Into the negotiations, but the people to come and sit and negotiate, they are not people to take decisions. It's a war. You declared military operation on them. Now Americans will elevate and move to military invasion. I'm only a problem, and when you invade and they are responding, then you declare war on them. To say Russia, they declare military operation or Donbass, or an invasion, or they declare war. One day they do war. It's American prepared to war with Iran? No. Are they prepared to invade? 1 month of bombardment, if you haven't succeeded in your bombardment, you must not invade on the ground. I want a case in Edu.
Okay. And I was a BB and your best about why?
I can't wait here for an opportunity. Take care of yourself.
Yes, that's a Farouk Al Wahab, a international diplomat consultant. Yenna drink on Momia Sumra, ye bar, ye bidding commodity, ye America, Israel, ne Iran, Tokwe, a fan wire dim papa, and ne diesel, a quatraba, 16 series. We have various pumps in the BOA, a 16 series, 25 pesos. Now, saying and I want 101.7 and a baby echo move. Next 7 cities almost now about so. There are some. I have fed my catria already. I have fed the audio, any audio, me that say.
Ejaba boni di adwa ma wubi eti ya menu afa hin na mahie fufuo ti ase dada menya wofo yi papa so be fie ni anwie fufuo ya asam aba na so oben wadi fufuo edi mpreni ne mpresa da kro be ye de ni ehwe fufuo a akwade wo nwane adwa mo adwuma se me ne fie adwuma de mi ni fufuo kakra ba o medie no ene wotu me twama da pasa aso wo kan na matire nyira what yate na make am mebo a ebo de odi komum na se sia de obra to otwa fufuo ai wo wodwo pam na wo ma siu na wotimu na wo sada ade na wo temfra kwada ne nyina tuatwa make say ya needful sadaroma wo bia mani ye pa ya wa yam body fufuo ne mankan fufuo a wa ne powder wo de gu da kam kama ya frɛ no needful fufuo eni anu bi na masori ba until izi kama me di ye yo.
Sesebia.
Mama hwe. Oh, ebia. Neat fufu fly eye kama say. Body fufu ni menke fufu papa bi na wo kan say twan eposim na ede na me so kan so ancho. Simanu mpe no wawie no ahie wo kwa papa bi aguso.
Me twese de ama mani kura agisa neat fufu fly ho ama me ko tobi kura ba ne say. Se de Ghana for sipom fufu no. Enu an wo ye nu. Enti se wo hwa fufu e won pampampa wodrom ni we nu a. Wo ho susuna bi awom. Wo nso de body ni menke fufu papa bi.
Eje nie. Eni afi na fufu na afi na wo bedi pa ne se de wo bedi ne sanya wo fa mogyaduro. Ano pawia ne anadwo a wo koda.
Neat fufu fly e wo fi a eni gye nko a.
FGA Aji Ejedie Nkratoi Atum.
This one be Kudi and more. Got plans, got dreams, let your money work and take you places. Pan-African Savings and Loans are here again to give you an exciting promo. From March, deposit and save in multiples of 300 Ghana cedis for 3 months and stand a chance to win big in the Kudi and more promo. Example, 300 cedis beyond, when you're talking back, 600 tokens beyond 3,000 and yet 10 full chances. The more we deposit, now when you're tokens be brave. Deposit today and tomorrow, you feed dead Singapore. Yes, the grand prize is an all-expense paid trip to Singapore, sponsored by Just Travels, your trusted travel partner. Nenya nunko, bosomi biano, achede bebre, it's a 75-inch TV, microwaves, fridges, and achede bebre ewa homao. Na a high sense in this home appliances with amount. The more you deposit, the more chances you get to win. Open a current account to stand the chance of winning. So don't wait. Save more, win more, enjoy more. Kudi and more. Deposit today, enjoy tomorrow. You can call us on 030-221-3977. Choose Pan-African, choose greater strength.
The comfort afterwards for front of Beja, then you have more. Emma won't tell you, then need the horse of fro. Who see your mafia for comfort friends? You are within some from your menuno and son of Wahata. I face your one thing. Nama won't tell you and Casamao. Quatu comfort sachet, what provision shop, and now market a bay war. Won't tell you will be and never breathe. Comfort at Jibabia. FD J.
Kwame, mi ya umwao. Me ba penyin no kane no oni made pa. Na so nan se bua no obon. Me dwene ho amenti ase.
Na so we dey simple kra. Fa no ko White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Na yen check in anima no.
Oh, jai samani abrewate. Me ba bo na me ka asma chwas me fa ne ko Eye Care clinic.
Na wonnim se enkwada bi wo no mo a. Wo de sua enko yie nyina no efi wani. Akwada bi wo a abra teacher ni kira de no. Won hu ade ni yi. So wo tie anima na so wo tie akire. E ba ne sa. Fa no bra White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Nenye nhwemu mfa na ni no bia entam so yebehwe na esia no ama no
ayampa o na sekro ne yade no eba emonka ye wadwe ye se bibia ye fine wo be ko na bibia ka echi na wani sei na sekro masate se wono momoja broso na esi che yade no aye na momani yade pa
sapepepe onipa bia kra no afimu wankwa check up awani ho kra no enyem prenu White Stone Dental and Eye Clinic say fa wono wabusua nyina ebra na yenye nhwehwemu emfa mani ene mo se ho bia no yebehwe ni asia no ade amamo ye wo abafun fidie ultra modern diagnostic machines ahodo a ye de yesa nhwemu no ye dwuma efon so de wani wote entuba ye beje ofel so White Stone Dental and Eye Care ewo East Legon ye be MTN office kese no free was 024-225-1983 and 024-045-2992 White Stone Dental and Eye Care weni ano kania
kuma eda yesi wanyina ne se obeye military commander.
Attention! Eyes right. Stand at ease.
Ogusuri eda yesi ho adwumanti. Ni sika na ocommand wo EcoBank mobile app so.
Operation Supply Aketria. Dispatch Sika 1,000 units via Crack Benin in 10-10-10.
Etoda ope extra control na wetimi ato enyama ohia.
Mobile app command center. Activate virtual card protocols. Nitria sneakers, ni t-shirt, leather coats, no dear. Abort mission.
Sure say, General Adakran. Nani standing orders with any bill so. Wa EcoBank mobile app so no. Ubetumi command usika. Die DJ wa Ghana ni abibrem amen eduesa mensa so. Download the EcoBank mobile app or play an Apple Store. Neyara.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank, enfreo, ana enseno SMS, emisa wo pin, OTP, bank card, ana Ghana card, one samo da.
That's it. Brush your teeth every day and night. Up and down and all around. Brush your teeth right. Brush.
Brushing gets more fun with your kids with the new Pepsodent Kids toothpaste. Give your smiles protection that lasts. Grab yours today from a store near you. This advert is FDA approved.
Efiura, me mwachi o Efiura. Yes on.
Machi o Efiura. Efiura me chia wonye so.
Hey, Ewura, enfase mam so. What? E ba force se chia me. Mo yam no.
Won so pepe.
Hey, oh, wa fi. We die me pese ni Efiura bekon. Eh, Efiura we die ye kwa sori abo. Ewura de. Mo kwa sori. Ye papa ye. Ewura de ka soro ho a. What? E be se wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da sane timi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne ma edi nsuo hie twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yi anom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Ne fie wura beti ha. Anopa dio, awia dio, enumre dia mo no makodew. Mo mame. Na mu wi a ma sora kwotran so ndem se ye kosum ya.
Bese na dia ya late nso me yanke kabinje Efiura ya wi a yakosere bo fate. Ke Efiura, wuti fia se light bill no water bill ba wuntua bi. Wo boa se sika na fa koto this way chocolate drink na ba nom.
Hwe me catch you play nya play fa. Say this way chocolate drink no. Metumi ato bi pa na so na me so mo ahwe wate. E de me hia ne nsuohie. Na nsuohie so me ntoi. Se me bufu a, betumi ato bag mu a wate. Yeah, Efiura, we nkwa de ma abunfu. Me koto nyanwe.
Efiura fi de ya bre ma abunfu bi.
Munyam sumponie. Munyam sumponie. Na mo ba ye trimodefo.
FGA agi ejedie nkratoi atum.
Okay, 101.7 so na mame fa we mfem na fe yento onkomo no so ne yenko yanim me pa cho Dr. Edubuaten End Point Homeopathic Clinic na efrefre we na wo frefre wa na wo frefre wo ne ayaresa Dr. Edubuaten se me mo amane ne yetiawa se obi a wo yare na wako yare no na enko no tumi kabra End Point Homeopathic Clinic na on sa yare ma ne enko me pa cho yare bi tse diabetes yare bi tse hepatitis yare bi etise ulcer yare bi tse ni yare bi tse de or prostate problem me pa cho ni nyina tumi ka ebra End Point Homeopathic Clinic me pa cho obi wo kidney mu yare bra End Point Homeopathic Clinic na Dr. Edubuaten hwe na won sa yare e ma ne enko wo fa ba bi yo hyehye wo so ade ma won se wo so enom ne ade a e kire se problem ho na stroke na ekeka ne ho saa no me pa cho yare bi afi utri so bepem na ase no Dr. Edubuaten tu yare na so hu e de free wo kra na wo ba wo de afidie si so na afidie na che ba bia problem no wo na afidie na twaduro de ama wo no ma na ko obi mfa ne yare ma End Point Homeopathic Clinic nsan fa yare ne nsan na chi enkokwa wo ba wo de afidie behwe mu na owi a wa ma homeopathy no any side effect na End Point Homeopathic Clinic na hospitals will share signboard akra wabi ebo to man come 22 do afrewa jansha ko straight to Poli Gardens follow sign to the clinic Kumasi branch Kronoma Bohia Angel Educational School na chiripe wabi ebi wo bunu techi ma hansa on Jasbo filling station no na ye opposite na takrade wa anaji police station no na chiripe Queen of Peace wanna making Dr. Edubuaten ma mo 30 minutes obi amfa mfre no number ni 0244 867068 0244 86 70 68 0244 86 70 68 0244 86 70 68 me pa mo chow Eco Bank sise usika e control dia ene de Eco Bank mobile app no aba usika ntimi control biem na emu wa obe control usika na who control na chese who take command over what to do with your money na with Eco Bank mobile app no e ma wakwanya se obetumi aye business o transact business across 33 African countries na wiase be bia command ni chese u phone no o the mobile app no ankasa any betu electricity water school fees any other payments bia money transfers na o de no na ebeye enti ebraso se ukọ eye app store na se play store ube download
OKFM 101.7
no anu we be diduma bia opẹ transfers awoduo siketua awoduo bia na ade beye na wanu wona wo take command ahwese ampade a meye details no enie me pa cho Eco Bank one frɛ ana one test to say for pin mano ana OTP one time pin famano ana Ghana card and details and now bank card details there be onyesa so what doubt be now wa 0800 003225 0800 003225 Ecobank the Pan African Bank mum ya mada wakata no so na fe yenkwa yenim ai
yo Kwame
ya na ne akwa na mo bo no
Jerry
you know advocacy say mo bi anwe agina mo na me
no wanya ba bi anya advocacy asoro na akwa advocacy
na de tie nie uza ebi ha wakwaji funds wakwaji sika funds wanya sponsors ba advocacy na advocacy se ba bi o mo hwe no mo no
se ho na se okwaye
uwi anu watwa ho pictures any ade e de akire wo ma
and the advocacy na ho no mu birim no
amayam no
erade nsa na yare
oso onwie yo enya ye oso one ho to no obeto
ese akwaji modu na ojemu enti se na still awoda so gina wona so se wo de onya yidie Kwame mame ento aso na memra okuni da obokrata daily graphic mu na daily graphic de aba Pakume Emmanuel Damali watchro sansemi efri New York abruchimemu enwode ebaye His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama enwode eto global community ni nyina enim ese ahuhiehia ohaw ne abedidie ya transatlantic slave trade ede omanfo titro bibiman efamu no ebraso se wo gitum se ye bonefosam kese editie nipa enti no wo behwe na empata bi wo ho no mo a wo metimi ede apata abibiman enye sikasemu mpata nko a na mmom no honhom mpata nsoso no ehu behia pa na mampanye de sansemi kotudwa enra ewo New York ebra UN high level special event wo de share so on reparatory justice ena mampanye Mahama ede etudwa na nesmo kan wakuruche nyina de aguru nkrata so a eye page no makomako enwotwe ena wode tudwa chemu se bibia ni wiase a ewose ye frɛ no odonko bibia ni ho as ye frɛ no slave asa donko na wo cheche mu no ɛna wo chemu se nipa dasani ene ye fa wo mo edo mo etena su hyen mu bo wo mo ekyekere wo mo eye wo mo se wo mo ye nonko a saa enonko yi no enipa bi ya wo mfifira mama ya hodo so ene so a wo mo deche ye wo ma yakayaka de wo mo ayedwiri won tiri ho wo mo ayetwitwa wo mo anim wo mo ayede fense nade egu wo mo sesebe wo mo ya widifo ne yede wo mo ko wo mo aman ahodo mu ya saa enipa ya wo mo fa wo se nonkoyi wo mo do wo mo ko ya adwumaden ema wo mo de kyekere wo mo aman ahodo neno ena saa nkrofo ya na omatwa omo ho ababetu ni din say transatlantic slave trade wo mo kire say mampanyi kire say eye nhyehyedie bia wo mo didi abibiman a no wo mo mpesa abibiman kora no wo mo besa fra nipa mu na mampanyi ene wo kansem bebre fa ye nananom enkwasom e de wo mo efa mu ne ohaw ne abenedi a wo mo efa mu na mampanyi kire mu no oka se wuyi se bia atete ye do mo fam a ebinom eprepraye wo mu ewu ye kora de ene ye nka eja edam die bi ebo bibiman etirimu ya enunti ena wono afato no so se obebo sa adawuro ndi akira mansa kubatan na mansa kubatan asomu twetwe esisu gina ye se saa enonkosom no ye de bibiman efa mu no eye bonefosam kase etie nipa etie woso wo mu bua saa asem wei na ho pata woso wo de ma bibiman se be ya yenkra ya koma ne ya dwene ebeto yen yem no etimi abasa amaye na ene ena saa asemi Kwame wo mo beto so aba ewo UN one more high level special event on reparatory justice no emu
Now, when him say first US president, now I want nonko bebre.
Wahwe. And woman I be before.
I be before. Nonko bebre. Second president, John Adams, no who be. Including Miami Thomas Jefferson. No one nonko. Na tattoo the entire adult son, then the teacher say be before na pa. Kaneno, now I'm the tattoo.
Esha nonko fonso.
Enso. It is a wood Johnny Kobia country state we ya. One chi on besa the waba because the eda call on you belong to her. We don't come.
Obia ne no nko.
Obia ne no
nko. Hey, what my dear baby
na mo muninim Colombia. Wunim Brazil. Wa wunim wunim Jamaica. Wa wunim ade no. You bear witness to sa de nonko semi aye oman.
Na Kwame. Mampanyi akokasa wo. Mampanyi akasa pa na wode tu wo mo anim se sa ekwan wei na wo fa so ahyase e bodawuro ene hwehweye a Amansaku Bata ne begu akwan mu no eno na be hyase de healing cry ka no twi sen
ebema abotoye mu bi
bo ebema abotoye mu bi aba na ose asam ka
ekambia
edam die bi aba ebibiman ho ani ti no ebibiman ti menwene nkonkan ebibiman adwen nyina ne sɛ gise da bi obi bɛboa yɛn gise da bi obi bɛsɔ yɛn sa gise da bi obi na yɛ bibi ama yɛ
enya effect ɛwɔ nkrɔfo a wɔn ebibifo a
yɛfa wɔn sa nkoa
no sɛ ebi mu wɔ a yɛde wɔn ba no ye ka wo nyina bom ye di wo begu o ma ba ko bebi se Sierra Leone ye ane ye hunu ba bi o mfom ko ma di afra ne ye bo man ma wo ye di wo begu ho me pa cha so wo ko ba bi pa te se Brazil asema me kan wo be hunu eti ama wo me wo ho no blacks na wo ho no wo hunu
o ti me nwene ma ne ho
wo hia buburo na no me namwa Brazil abonten so na Rio papa bi woni ma de awe wakotete manwu egu hui baroom
ene ode yeden
na o hye yi nko a nse heat nko he togas ne chele won se mintobi man
aw
oto mango emre
mango emre ebi so abe hwe so hwe edan ba ko pa ni nipa gumu a serial poverty
ni nyina yesa nonkosom
no country like ukọ makọ Dominican Republic womne Haiti for na
blacks wo pa
black community
wow
no hia wo ho Dominican Republic for won kwa men so moye Ghana for because
they betimi abasa Ghana ni bu ho
bebre
Ghana for ho
bebre omo bo
Ghana Ghana hey
omo bo banchi apesie omo noa ayi menkan apesie omo ye ayi atidua abom omo ye nyina bi Dominican Republic yeah Haiti for so sa
omo fufu
oh one more the omo ye na omo ye fine
FM 101.7
omo kan banku
omo Ghana for
na
Tuozafi omo nuane type bi a
etisa
Ghana de no omo di banche pesi
omo president Abahada
kwakwa ya hye
president Abahada na hada
Haiti there be me sure
omo mra na omo me fa yonko
omo to ba ire okwan
baby nana Brazil abonten wo pe kwakwa ya hye na mamenka si die kracho country be na mko ya enso hia buburo ofani sieve na bia chinchinga na abetoto no ha na opon a no wa free taxi wa free Uber no wa tam sieve kakraka no e dia to taxi na pepem no wa mo dia homa akekere
no de go vie
o de go vie omo anu omo baaye no na bi se ahura tena taxi ni so na bi
Yesubani bia Yesubani bia pepe.
No, that's
oh Kwame mampanyi say mamenka habrofo Kwame my miraho. The president recounted the cruelty under which several Africans were captured, underscoring the need to recognize the suffering of Africans.
So many of the women were raped.
Violence begins with language. When words are used as weapons or to codify abuse, when people are called names, regardless of their state of dress, when they were captured, enslaved Africans were always stripped of their clothing while being kept in the dungeons of the fortresses that had been built by the Europeans.
Ma mem kan awewusem ba ko na me kwa interview mbra. Awewusem ba ko ewo mu kra so ne se. Some say I attack Black Friday. Aha, na ye ebra ye de ton no nko. Enti ye wo slave market. Ghana akwa bi wo ha. No mo slave market wo ha.
One no more for slaves.
Ebra so se wo ma bibifo no akototo bi. Ni ye de akoma ye de ko slave market wo na yakoton. Na abroche
nei ana first person.
O first person. Abroche tete wo no. Na obi o slave. Ba wa yare. Ana wanyini tene buo no kofom. Ena obi won so o ya akwala. Maame ne repu na ye wo so no ye repu a oba no yeti ma akwala ne ntra nti ye den beko slave market akoton ne ya ne nkwala ne mrewafo no omo a omo nyini no
omo buo no wo fom
omo buo no e wo fom enti ebebi wo ho na yetebu yese na se don kwa
101.7
na omo na mu odu se oba bi no no wo ne kwa ye nto
kwa me na ye modu
ai
so me na mbian
na wo de dia omo ndo omo ma na nto e de wo ne ye adwuma nche no wawu ba de na mfian wo si afuo so wo do a eso
me na ye mfian
me kwa si ye sentro ni Charles Ejiri e de enkra ebre ye Uncle Charles me mo acha no pay
do uncle me do
say un sansam ya enya ye na nso de na ade ma ye
wale nyum de seminya ma mo kwan de mumbe ma na no che de ja mo de ya akoma du yara oye galam sei nsensem yara ne titiri na ya yedeba na ende subio obi be say every day for the thief, one day for the master. Yere kade oye group of people bia eya na why wo ho de wo so we can name us for wo shede aban amohon kwanda wo so won ko oye galam say operations ne bi etre hwana was work yet part of the security services no in the any day yara yame adom nine us for etum ache nyimpa enum di oye 5 imposters bi ewo oye river ankobra nodo oye ekrobi a wo fra hodo ale ehwana wo kwa ekohwe wo nyina ready hon free na ma osi nyina there within the week na 9 months for at there oye this particular 5 people here work at Mitsubishi L200 with car registration number GB 3210/20 there wa patrol within by 2 months 3 months work site by site work ba no what the 83 na dey 86 of order there won jay ejuma work bana enjay ejuma no why then we hu wa ma enyi biara another ma ewu biara na dey be iska no edamo one na 9 months for say this asemi wo bo modern mo ho ntete no wo kwa kwachi won wo duaro wo saka ho no nkofo no still wo kada one way national security for one way station one ewo oya Nzoma territory no there one call patrol you see we be someone that one or more on this particular mandate also one way national security
our on this particular age there 1 year there. Wabomodina 1 year a juma or today. In fact, if you won't there some no more or on some no more there no. No who there no. Our there Waran what kind of no Wabakado preaching it. Wabasre or 9 months for the 1 moment now won't down one. Now so 9 months to down one. Once I come on now we could tell you 2 pump action gun, 6 cartridges, no 2 pistols. Now 1 round, all your bullets here already share training. Now, Bill will secure 10,249 Ghana cedis. So, a shared amount and coffee 1. 9 more swallow modernara, what the one aquaculture, Abanu Kukum, Ewo, or your Eziama District Police Command, no what there. When you want to no one you want in the Osanda, the mention me, Uncle Abaka, ya catcher, often and coffee, where you walk there also. 1 month, 2 the 1 rounds. If you cry, yeah, in coffee, yeah, I said, Galamsey communities now, or your assemblyman, no what to be, or your BNI, no what to be, or your chief executive, what to be, MPs, what to be. I said, Biafra, no what to group today. 1 rounds, and I went there, 1 disca, 1 embra one. Eyi Ahawa, John Power, my 9 or 2 Jumano, I John Power. Within the Galamsey fight here, the Biara, Yakawa, 76 years the uncle. Nimpa in Numuno, what the one I caught Rabanu Kukum, Ewo, Ejiama, what should them bring in home with you?
And the Mamma was not ready a basic actually.
That's the uncle.
Masme as a pa, Yen Central ni Charles Ejri, and now Yeneno out to train common, okay, 101.7. Mammy, if I went from Pacho, a draw where ya me body, Tierney. E mebi mpa ho da kanfo bi mo obi to bi mo obi na beboa wo eduro na emienu ba ko de S7 herbal balm me pa cho wo joint pain wapos yo ya usisi tutu wo neck pain wo na asia tatai na wo sasabro pa cho waduro ba ko pe e de S7 herbal balm sofo na duro no S7 herbal balm. Afi pacho tie. Yes, I want ointment. S7 herbal ointment. Enu de wayi nan sansan gu wo. Nantama propro na afi pompo bobo koko eye piles. Enso siwa wo de ne ye S7 herbal ointment. Pacho tie ni S7 herbal ointment no razor bumps, foot rot, boils, piles. Near Mamma King to us here, a manako, and after S7 herbal balm, and also waposo, joint pains, waist pain, neck pain, spinal cord pain, swollen feet, and rheumatism. Me patcha droy pharmaceutical dostore ni baby a obenya bi na wato. Na wopen dodo a me patcha kwakwa benya abuom junction akra ha. Ana aduro no wo ba Peace FM abeka junction ha na hu security fo no Peace FM abeka junction akra hu security fo no won be ma obi ato bibiri wa ha eye tatahwe tieni number ni 0244 94 67 78 0244 94 67 78 0244 94 67 78 ebio 0244 94 67 78 Yewura Richard Ahiagba we communications director ma Osun Kokoko Amanyoko MPP Anki Richard Mimwache
Tani so
na mpomu boko de
nyame adom ye ho ye
that's it eno amoye press conference and twofo nhyiamu na ede be niema na ewomu
yo peni medase na mechia etiefo na wankasa won so etene se eno a eni Ghana focus ai am se press conference ache na no ye de nyoma no be 9 3 and a boss so yeah press conference na de na e pese ye kanyina na ye nsɛm bi ɛrekɔ so ama na yɛayɛ sɛ ɛlisi for message a mede maa Ghanafoɔ tɔɔ makoma so nam so ma yɛto aba ma ɔmo no bebree na yɛayɛ ntorɔ because ɔmo baa yɛyi ɔmo ntumi nyɛ hwee nkyerɛ sɛ deɛ ɔmo kaeɛ no ɛbɛba mu akɔyɛ sɛ deɛ ɔmo bɛtooyɛ no ɛna ɔmo manage but ɛno nso management no nso so koraa no ɔmo ɛyɛ reverse gains na yɛnya ɛde too wansa ɔmo ɛɛba no ne yɛka sɛ sɛ wɔnyɛ biribi ama wase a ɛmmɔ no korɔ no nti start sɛ yɛne Ghanafoɔ bɛdi ɛho nkɔmmɔ na deɛ di mu ɛyɛ kokoofoɔ asɛm a aba pɛni asɛm wei ɛya na wokae sɛ December NDC4 si ɛba a na saa abrɛ no koraa mpo no sɛ MPP sɛ yɛtumi twa ɔmo sika bi sɛ sika no aban afa aban fa ma ɔmo na kokoofoɔ sika wɔ aban hɔ na ɔmo anka ɔmbɛtua kokoo 6,500 ɔmo ba a mema kokoofoɔ kokookuafoɔ te dɛ ɛna ɔmo aba ɔmo ba yɛyi ɔmo ato kokoo mu mmienu 2 times na wohwɛ ntumu na ɔmo de aba no a okabo mu a ababɛyɛ sɛ bɛyɛ 525 kaminu nyinaa ɔmo ato kokoo mu a okabo mu abɛyɛ 525 ɔsɔ ɔmo baeɛ no na ɛyɛ 3,100 ɛna ɔmo ato mu bɛyɛ 2 times nti no ne nyinaa kɔsi 3,625 ɛna na ɔmo tɔn kokoo no ansa da no ɔmo yɛ cabinet meeting emergency say ade emergency and I say ade na ba say trust na adwene ho ɔhaw nti say to me pay solution bi a bɛboa na respond to situation no na mo yɛ saa dramatic cabinet meeting yi no efiri mu ba ne say on be take kokoo so na yantia say kokoo board ɛne mpanyinfoɔ a wɔabɛn mu ayɛhwɛ ha ma cocoa price a world market akɔsoro saa odu 7,200 ya make any forward sale ɛna afei price na akɔ fam no deɛ ma anyane afi ɔmo nam sɛ ɔmo ba bɛte so ɔmo te so so no mate so by 28 or so 29% approximately 29% ɛna ɔmo ate so ɛkyerɛ sɛ o ba ne sika asika fo mu a ɛyɛ 1,038 Ghana cedis ɛna yɛate fi cocoa bag baako biara so nti sɛ ɔyɛ cocoa kani na wayɛ wokua na afia so na wanya cocoa 10 bags a NDC4 ate bɛyɛ 10,000 Ghana cedis ne ekyiri na efiri so but 10,380 Ghana cedis ɛna efiri so nti na ɛyɛ ade a ɛyɛ asefim nti na paakyerɛ sɛ deɛ NDC4 bɛtooyɛ no cocoa apaa mu no ɔma afa bi anka ho ɔma ate amana bafam ɛne yɛkyerɛ sɛ gains a ɔmo bɛtooyɛ no ɔmo reverse instead sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ bi aka ho no because aban ɛyɛ ndidisoɔ sɛ obi ayɛ na ɔde akɔwɔdum pɛpɛɛhyɛ obi nso wo ba a ɛyɛ wɔyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ toa so na sɛ ɔtwe ba na sɛ ɔtwe san na Ghana yɛkɔ eti sɛ yɛbɛkɔ ne mu nti saa cocoa asɛm wei no ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛho hia paa na ɛbaayɛ no ɔpɛni onim mpanimfoɔ ayɛ Catholic Bishop Conference ɛkɔtena ase dwene asɛm no ho ɛna no mu koraa no ɔmode mmoayɛ baayɛ a ɔmo ɛhyɛ aban koraa sɛ ne koraa ne koraa sɛ ɔmo ntumi ɛmfa ɛyɛ sika no dada no a yɛtua ɔmo no 3,625 ɔmo ntua ɔmo saa ɔmo nte so nti so na ɔmo ate so no ɔmo nsa mfa nkosi hɔ no a yɛmfa 1,038 cedis no ɛnka mo makuafoɔ no because ɛden sɛ wahyɛ obi bɔ sɛ woyɛ okoko ne nyinaa wie a ɛbɔ a mɛtɔ ɛne nie na nipa nakɔ ɛde saa bɔ yi a wɔde maa no sɛ wɔpo sɛ wɔmpo adeatum because aban kwa na wotumi sɛ wɔtɔ koko Ghana enti sɛ wose saa na abɛtɔ no ayate ɛne akɔ yɛ kua na ɛmu pa yɛbɛbɔ ɛmu ndura yɛbɛbɔ ɛne adwuma a kɛni nankasa bɛyɛ na wɔsusu wei nyinaa no num sɛ so onya bɛyɛ 10 bags a sika bɔkɔ akɔnya nie na wono kwano esense wo sa 2 million ntino ba cheso abra wa hye ne boss price yo beto no omo se omfa Catholic Bishop Conference of Akwani so fa fa eni asemo a ene amakoko efo ebre papa won say MPs no krashin no mudi nkomo de omo ye ne say omo mo ma tiase a empower omo say omo nhede omo so eguso ni aban kasa say dia Catholic Bishop Conference aka no but how e dia ban de bebiri na wo de to ho a won say aban ye to no December 7th no 2024 no e mo nsunsanso na cocoa farmers for komu a ade a affect ye nyina ama say ya ban no amboa ame yanko ni mo boa me yakɔ ekyiri na saade no ade a ha yen na ede ebeto Ghana fo ni mo na endi hono so no unemployment pato unim pa say dano ye campaign no na bebunu this ade hunu ana say de omo hwehwe say aban be ya ma omo ana NPP aban ye kuso ana ye wo hwe adanse e won krata so showing say unemployment for Ghana na tibafo and this is for ebe di ade
so no there have been recruitment to near the employment so so ye kakra na me hu sa
Debbie teni eno kwa de ade a sebe ka se me sisi na me ka because o kai so na president koyi ekugina CPS o ka se ono higher state of nation o ka kire de ekoso omani mu nti eno no nya de a oba be ka asemo a ese obi di ho achinye but president ko gina parliament da no kasa yi de na firi mu bae ya tise president say we creating nyuma bi 1 year ya about 2025 no we creating nyuma be over 1 million sa kasa no kan we say over 1 million na nubuso o kasanwa kwa kasanwa na evidence this no want to mean criticize man because Ghana Statistical Service omo na ehwe sa ade we nyina no edika be ka say ejuma wa create a no ne ye be 300,030 okay 330,000 ejuma na ya create enti si den na present efiti ya de sa ejuma ya Statistical Service o ma create emu hu be mienu na de aka hu about 670,000 and a present actual account so wa create oye penny inti men kase within tro but enye no kure say o ma create over 1 million enti pepuna o Ghana ha present da hunu say o mo ntumi anye bibia amboa o enti so obeka na ma aye nipa de anasa to asumu a eni wonko ka no over 1 million but ade so e dankrata so say 330 na maye da no kurampo no do mosu kona bisa ejuma ben sa na ma create a yes 330 no a emu sembe bebiri because do no aye construction ejuma na hwan na opese ne babebo bra na construction a friend saying labor ejuma and one fire say bia onye steel bender na say onye professional construction person mo so kura no enye do no na mo fa construction site mo fa be nipa mienu na se nipa biensa bi no befa ba do no abe laborers a wo hwan na obehwe se ne ba enko school awahwe no akwakodum pepe so na juma o man no betumi a create president ko gina parliament work na ye concrete friends saying labor juma nti no sa 330 ne kura no enye juma e beka say juma e sustainable juma e de bobra o mo kan so mbe 24-hour economy teni 24-hour economy no e bebru ni bebre e de ni to so na enei akoko sisen 24-hour economy no ye hu o man ye say omo de sa 24-hour economy komo omo de ne Ghana no e ya to no mo de Ghana for but that no na ye omo kan ye kan ya me kai be ye press conference be no studio bi abeko bi atimeka the ade we no enye anete enye national policy say be 24-hour economy there be e ade a free form ba omo a ewo ejuma omo say bi wa setting the factory or ye gari mix and also setting the factory or ye friend is saying need fufu and also ye say eye nipa dodo no a ewo market a pesa need fufu ni nipa dodo a wo market a penny gari so beto and no na a determined so. Now, you man free and opaco see a 6 near Ponwa. Ni pass a pair 1,000 pieces, but if you are not opaco drew and you brand, you're only 200. And it is able to me, and 2,000 pieces now more, or Modisica, I already see a Ponwa. Then they did Momo Ponwa, see a pint of phobia, so by a no panel near 1,000. And no, a 2-mano, a demand in that say a bear, you know. It won't fit in the country so better in our economy. Now, the bank commanding for. Now, I'm a better guy in this hour. And then, dear, I'm a demand access. And yes, I near you. Well, any year example will say, oh, call Ghana Henina, about baby, about 10 p.m. No, we are coda. But oh, yeah, now call of Oxford Street. Who to me, out to me, say, oh, a month for night. After a month for a bank of crisis, who Aqua SAC. That environment, you know, and none demand their work on it, you know. But to me, I facilitate. He said, car, yes, and to Oxford Street, the best transform more. Not a one in the shops are a walk gun, a hanging on, no percent, or cost set it up. Not 24 hours a month for Baho Betuabia. I didn't know a bit to me, Oko Bantama, a bit to me, sir. But a no, yet because it says our condition, or what that. Ubi or yard and a call hospital for Jayaresa. One, until Ubia Nayandam has he won't mean castle. My face, Yambombi, issue 19 trip in Bessie. So, Yanasa, 1 yard, Yanyosa. But only to force a 24-hour economy. Yakaya or Manti, but a nano, you could not be dead. Almost a creative authority. Meaning authority, President Mahama Namfo. Nini animal. Nkofwa onomo botafre omo na kwakotena authority ho enye youthwa omo western northwa omo budget so for abama no enye youthwa ewo a friend say Lagos KNUST ewo UCC Winneba ne diaka a omo budget so eto abama president Mahama say 24 economy ba nyomo na koye djuma ho nafofo nto a create nyuma ma ne nafofo ne cronies. Enti saa adwuma we awa create about mono ehifa na saa adwuma we kofa aboa babunu akono to abam enti saa adwuma ya omoso be create ama embabru no emma so enti say ekoye nimu na unemployment youth unemployment esote no ene I have worse babunu bebri ewie school a omunya adwuma enye ya semwa no ede to omadi na de ka ho ye galamsey eno no de ya de ha ye nyina ene the gold board aba gold board nkwana toko ko Ghana ha gold ewo Ghana ha enti obi biara otu gold Ghana ha one tonwa ene wo fie but what ton kwa dia what ton ama gold board na emu galamsey fo embra emma kwan se oye galamsey omu gold no hwan mu na eto ene galamsey atiate se Ghana ha President Mahama nankasa kan so say asase ne ye say dia na ye gold no enyamu faso a enye body e kire say president no endorso say galamsey enkoso ene e koko gold board e wo police for na security for oni omo eye eduma soldier for training omo policy make sure so being smuggle gold en fi Ghana say ene no ebetimi akansi so say gold be anywhere small gold na fi Ghana ha enti galamsey for gold no e wan ho enne galamsey atiate say almost ano say mo nya bebi enton gold no a ombekọ so aye ne sa ana say na bomu de matriti market ama omo or gold board enti ye ya na de akoyanga say enkrofo ti mo fambra ni yento. Is that what is happening? And a galamsey atiate say Ghana aye basa baby ye too and I said ye too no and libreso because president na ka say the assassin ye say no dia and ye nkoso na juma so any ho nti no emo a ye galamsey no ma ye pray ho enko yi omo firi ho we ya dia e pato we are there clearly say abino endorso practically endorso for some if you hammer then a coso for kasabi to be a same galamsey for no crying I'm a galamsey no you to mean kubu galamsey to kwano say kon etia galamsey say yensu say your forest ne yi de akanyina no enne no ye jai because kasa no a eba no efi efikesi mu eba no e kire say oye kura no a wodi bim ana say wodi ye no ye problem a higher na menka we na mefuma no nsi say obi a question bia ene ye president ni nua na president no akwantu a and then one bear and say president betu crown uncle funny plane on fanko Kwame you say ade we no enkai and yes sir and I say bad
question ba Kwame busa say say ye ni aye de o mind de e wo no aye flying coffin enti mo onfa nko ono ani nua de e na o de ko na how wo mu ni say
o how ni say Niniano is separate from the state. Or no President Mahamano, or ye Ghana Japadi. On any Niano, on any Niana Japadi, or a Ghana in Japadi. Inti Ghana home wobo by, and any Niano. Inti se koyesana, a question ye emede. Se koyesana koyeso, Miniano, inti se over to koya family play. Inti man fa a Ghana plane na fanko family na echinali niano president Mahama so reciprocated that so miniano and dey I say me ho enfa papa and I say me wo Dubai holidays intino tombe cabinet meeting na kotna ho ko ye minia na cabinet meeting this one ato otia belde
Debbie enyemide sanu the intimacy
pamno yen as of mine, you're making sure say best any clear signal. I'm a president who say, or there is any idea, but only baby near a relationship line no is not of mine no a sati. Now you say a minion on the national stage, normally a near relationship no and a woman.
As we speak, I think Yanyan day.
Now, all there be opening. Only mu say anything forward opposition no almost say sir I
procure bi enti no nka in the interim no say on fani nwa de no nkwa yenye den
but okay say NDC for ka kire ye say hello Akufuado hello yes sir but hello
bacho me say as we speak no ye ni bi it is on fani nwa de no nkwa de no manye say wo ma suggestion bia
and they say on my dear no NDC for my say bibia anya no sa ka say omo ka no and need 2 years omo say pristine condition but okay
man pedin in some dear 2 years last year cry chopper year konya accident it is enye flying weather yenye day
and I make say first no NDC for catcher say Ghana the presidential jet no papa see yeah no among the catcher into Akufuado on fire no into Akufuado on the on fire no not and then the Oma the catcher say had there no one more say a year no and then Quandia Oma do my personally and yet you dear Narcissa Otto the budget Akufuado the on fire on Fanco no more the go almost the on fire. Then can you any plane and can they not be too quiet? Of any against us, me.
Let's be a better chatter player, man.
And indeed, because only Ghana and they say you provided for the president in the travel. And then in here, said yeah, or any answer so, but yam pray man and chair cabinet meeting. Yam pray my own appointment. Yam pray my own state of nation address. And we are paying the not playing in you are. I said Ghana, you said you pick one man. I don't know what to call not of us or for commercial flight. The young commercial flight, and I am mano a year, so qua. You rent a play mano, and your NBC for politics or the buyer. Inca president a wood to coin. They said the barn boy woman, the respect a woman of mine. Say, yeah, President Akusi Obi Nkrumah, nipa no hu se onkofo ye nipa. Magana and Uniam, a Picaye, a Kudum Pepper, should be non common for Dino, Nipen who send for Kobe, and one chair and Tiawaba. Now, a book say a Pagana. And it's the forecast, Catcher said, a waste of money. Catcher said, and yet, being yet, into a nano person by a tano. Now, Omonimu Guas in Intino, Omodini and the plane, and I may be such a Umia plane and Cadian or the Baco. Then or the Baco. And the Akufado near only play in Tina, Ghana, I said, yes, here, Akufado to me to come when you yamu, a day and you yammer bread Ghana. That Ghana president in a saying Wapa, I do boo at Magana, or Modia, Temu Ghana, Hakatre said, Akufado on San Fata. At this fair Akufado, he was traveling a man of Pusia, and I say, man of whom, and I also Gene and Nikeke. But at dinner, all you know, or yet you yam a bread Ghana. And Neno. Young fast aquanos on Fanya. The day before, and this before to me, I got checked play. I'm a President Mahama took one. And some of first of all, almost Ghana for a step on the factor because of my body can see what I see Akufado, Ghana for you. Then I said, a quiet year first of all, President who by no. It was wasteful. And before no one person by Intia or my money in the so I got to play no, and also say someone I see a do home come on the Debian in Yaba, a year no to print Akufado, Bush and even the top plane, Sabrenoa, and next after young time we. I don't say. Idea I see it to be Casa to the president, more Canadian and the plane mobile, and in Miano, and no, and you're a crooning your modia. And on one Casako Tony Plana, on finding the Juma, President to know a Ghana Japadi and to Kobe be a Ghana for the sea provide manual, say a Nibia, a Nibi. Nibiano Cradi and obey you so I see a Papa and Mrs. Berrent and I rent. So I didn't know about 4 cassette or one in the and Tissa and your son and Branity. The idea is a conflict of interest. Oh, President Mahama Noah Okai, 2016 office, so conflict of interest by and that will be up for the expedition mano, not the contract to be a Manipano. So on see war and far Ghana a embassy be home a Burkina Faso and no one has some a buy. Says I don't know, and was conflict of interest. Into no about now, Aquaco, say, Ghana, you know, about the Dia to Muse, so you shouldn't be any player, are you okay? Yet this assembly too much is a dangerous thing because, bet me up, I say, on also Macatrin, I say, so Pedamai, Maesa, on the Uncle Fa. Because, say, no, you won't say on any Miano, or Mona, Ebu Mine. That's a dangerous thing, I hear. And to be all Ghana, I bet me, Maninia. The young Ghana for actually say, don't use in your planer. And Tinian also a Ghana be other than I ever complain one. And yes, one and in year, and yes, you can't go to a plano. It's any branch so I'm an concession, so on fat. Will be a near competitive, a year or the agenda fan of yet. Now, then yes, can start playing you that be near your Baba talk about Fapa usual. The identity, I say, a complain one. Because he had to say, linear player, and to be to use. Inti Ghana Japadi I just President Mahama so no so na enye man boy Ghana for yano but me maniniano so that's the danger in a ye say ma yam so Emma Ghana for theater so you shouldn't be playing okay part a year president I said obi bet me about China because a day a sunny year afofro ba China and I say three number say their president Mahama ye or so no so ye bia then you back. Sabra any ho, now your mind who so yan and animal and the the Sana present way and so away ya it's crazy. But I can't say it's not people say no. Sabra no President Mahama Ghana for sorry tia and yes more yes and Saturday will be yen and now see a sorry tia na ye man a jasayo. And it's presidential a unity a big deal. It's a major conflict of interest waiting to happen. I say to me President Mahama. Say onya isa na ninya no so onya ne dwuma on fa ni play na ye so ye kwan be fa so amane tu kwan se obo kasa ende eniwo omagia to mu say sa bre no president Akufo-Addo e tu kwan na obo di wo opposition e di ntro kan sem kase to no so no enye no kure na omo hu say play ne na nyampa no nti na Akufo-Addo na offer rented a flat di tu kwan omo hu ne sa dia on be ka no mo sre omo pacho. Say, you can't, but I say, I'm missing your pamphlet. Now, no, quiet, but
Richard Ayagba, a communications director, ma MPP Amayuko. Yeah, no day and common every okay, 101.7 Sunye. Oh, baby, yes, sorry, I call. Yes, sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Na yako.
Hi. Yeah.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Dinah. In fact, I would fam. Happy birthday to Mrs. Dinah Agria, Uwo Kote Kumasi. And can now work in UST Senior High School. And they when you're 73 years. In fear your son and son. Now when you pon the duo to sa a quan ye wadofo wo ma wo nananom obia ye ma happy birthday. Every oma ene wo grandchildren ho enom de ma Mrs. Dinah Agria wo Kute Kumasi. Enkane na wo KNUST Senior High School. And they were 73 years. Happy birthday to you, Grandma. Okay, 101.7. So, any Yamamu nyina moniti agenya de from Rade Akwa Wasan Kwame Nkrumah Tikese me morning show president of the land me pro pani Kwame usuadio mi ena mote onina na Kwame amo ena afi obabi mote ne nka mami bia makwafo up next year best entertainment mabodi anti abacha mote ne nka munya de ese muye da mote ne nka munya de mbe bia ya kram bye bye.